Hello, good evening, and welcome to September's Birds of Essex with me and Steve. How you doing,
Hold on a
mate?
minute. It's
What?
hate to tell you this, it's October.
Oh yeah, we missed one in September, didn't we?
We did. Yep. Yep.
And I know I'm going to share this with the viewers if you don't mind. The reason that we missed this is because Steve decided to spend the month camping on a bench at Frinton.
Yeah. Look at that state of that, mate. That's terrible.
No, what really happened, Steve?
So yeah, we were hoping to do September show, but I've had a bit of a bad back for the last 4 months. So and it's just been getting worse and worse. And September we just couldn't do the show because I was in pretty much agony. But the good news is, well, I'm not sure it's good news or not really. I'm back.
You're back, fighting fit, raring to go.
I'm back. Yep, we're getting there. So
Good.
yeah.
So no, I mean, in all seriousness, I think lots of us have had a bit of back pain, and yours has been more than just a bit of back pain, and it can be very debilitating, I know. So I'm glad you're on the mend, and fingers crossed.
Yep.
It's going to be upward slope from here, hopefully.
Exactly. No, so it's lovely to be back on the show again. You know, I really missed it. You know.
Well, to be fair, last month when you said you wouldn't be able to do it, I was thinking we can't. I can't do it on my own. It'd be rubbish. With me going like, oh well, hello. So
to be fair, I agree. It would be rubbish.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Thanks, mate. That's brilliant. Hang on a minute. Where's that boot button? How do I kick you out?
Fine.
Right. So, hello, everyone. There's a few people watching. Thank you very much for tuning in, as always. What have we got coming up tonight?
Oh, action-packed show tonight, because obviously we've got a little bit of stuff left over from September that we want to do. Yeah, special guest tonight as well.
Yeah, we have special guest. He's in the waiting room as we speak.
Eating peanuts and drinking beer, probably.
Well, that's what you said. I mean,
as if he can find any in his cupboard.
If we talk for long enough, he might have had like 2 or 3 beers, so we could have quite a fun interview, I reckon.
Yep.
Not that it's not going to be fun anyway, because it's always fun talking to Mark. So yeah, Mark Nowers from the RSPB is coming up shortly, and he's going to be talking about an exciting new project that the Society and the RSPB want to kind of work together on. So that's something that you guys can all get involved with. As always, if you need to contact us, or if you want to contact us, you can do so as follows. So you can either talk in the chat, which I can see lots of people are doing at the moment, or you can send an email if you want to. And the email address, as always, is ebwstalks@gmail.com. That's ebwstalks@gmail.com. So there you go, that's that bit done.
And as we say every month, if you're not a subscriber to our YouTube channel, please click on the little bell, which is just underneath the screen that you're looking at now. And if you like what you see, thumbs up. I mean, you know, it'd be nice if we could get up to sort of 600 subscribers. Maybe not for the end of the show, but
yeah,
by the end of the year would be very nice.
Well, no, it's good. I mean, in all seriousness, the subscribers are growing, and it's nice because this is a good way of getting everyone together, keeping people informed of what we're all up to, and it's a bit of a laugh as well. And I know people like the banter, so yeah, you know, like us and subscribe and all those things, like Steve said. Right. We're going to be talking about where we've been and what we've seen. We've got Mark Nowers coming up, as I said. We've got an exciting competition that was sent in by Jan Lewis. So thank you very much, Jan, for that. We're going to run that in a minute. We're going to be doing a roundup of the sightings. We've got a look back at the field trips and the pop-up events and the indoor meetings that we've had. There's an opportunity to get some free bird magazines.
Yep.
We're also, there's a couple of things we're going to start with. One's about turtle doves, which Steve will talk about in a second. But I wanted to just share a little story very quickly. Now, the other day, I was doing a bit of bird watching, funnily enough, and I was out and about and I found a short-eared owl. And I found it just around the corner from you, actually, didn't I, Steve?
No, I mean, I'm still gutted that you came onto our patch and got a good bird. I've never seen a short-eared owl on the patch.
I do apologise. But as I was walking around after finding the short-eared owl, I was walking down this little sort of overgrown alleyway, I suppose, and underneath some trees, and a bird flashed. And as it flashed, I thought it might have been a wood pigeon, but I looked across and it flew off, and it was very pale and white, and it had those sort of lovely, fairly stiff wings and gliding away from me, and it was a barn owl. thought, well, that's nice, short-eared owl and barn owl in the same walk. And then I realised that the barn owl had disturbed some water from the leaves above my head, and my head was wet. So I thought, okay, fair enough, and carried on walking. And then the wetness was kind of oozing a little bit. So I put my hand up, and I realised I'd been pooped on by a barn owl, which is, I think, quite exciting.
It's lucky, isn't it? It's lucky to be pooped on by a bird.
So I kind of proceeded to do the whole day covered in poop. And it wasn't until I got home that Tina pointed out that it was all over my strap and all over my back as well. So really, I thought I'd put this out there. First of all, did people think I should clean the strap or not? Because I haven't yet. I have cleaned the T-shirt. And secondly, what is the best bird that you've been pooped on by? If you have.
Oh, that's a good one.
Thank you. So what's the best bird you've been pooped on by, Steve?
To be fair, it's only going to be something dull like, well, Arctic terns. So if you ever visit the Farne Islands, if you ever go to the Farne Islands, walk amongst the colony, and they're dive bombing you, and often they, And I got pooped on in my hat, never washed it.
There you go.
It's like a trophy, isn't it? Like a medal, done a bit of bird poop on. Yeah,
exactly. So on the strap of the camera, I think is quite. I think if I ever sell the strap, I might clean it, but until then, it's staying.
But we met up with Steve Hallam the other week, didn't we? And he had a T-shirt on. Do you have a T-shirt on with different bird poo shapes?
Yes, he did. Yes, I like that. That was good.
Maybe you should get one of those.
Well, it wasn't real bird poo. I'd hate to add it. So it was printed. Yeah. But well, I think it was anyway. I hope so. Right. Okay. We digress. So yes.
No. So people have come in on the chat already. So we'll say good evening to lots of people in a minute. But so our special guest tonight has commented. He said laughing gull.
Really?
Which I assume it was in America rather than the UK, but who knows? We'll find out later.
Does that beat a barn? It does beat a barn owl, doesn't it?
And it does. Mute swan, Jonathan Norgate, a mute swan.
Oh,
whitewash. Richard Chew, Bonksy.
Oh, that's good. Okay. That's good.
Bit fishy, nice.
Yep,
maybe. And then Neil Sumner. Oh, sorry. And Mark says, his hat remained unwashed. So don't wash anything.
Is that just generally or specifically because of the poop? I don't know.
No, his hat remained unwashed, not.
Oh, okay. Sorry. All right.
And he said it was in Texas, so it's okay. Right. So if you've been pooped on by a bird, let us know what it is.
Let us know. And we're going to put something out there for the chat as well. So this is something that Mark's going to make a comment on too. But let me just quickly share the screen. So this is just a story that came in. And it's to do with the Turtle Dove Trust, and people may be aware of this, but they're basically looking to sort of captive breed and release turtle doves in Norfolk. I think at winter time is one of the times they're looking to release them. And we thought we'd just sort of ask, what do people think of this? Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Is it a weird thing? What is the general thought on it? So I'm not really sure what to think. I know you have got your opinion, Steve, haven't you?
Yeah, I'm not a great lover of the idea, to be honest with you. But
well, we'll chat about it with Mark in a minute because we'll bring him in shortly. But if anyone's got any comments on this, or if you're even not aware of it, obviously we'll leave the screen on there just for a few more moments. You can pretty much have a scan through. The Turtle Dove Trust have got their own website as well if you want to find out more about it. And incidentally, when we upload the final version of the video at the weekend, I'll put links in the description on YouTube for anything that we share. So you can always go back and have a look later on. So yes, let's get rid of that.
Talk about that. Lots of people watching tonight, Matt. We've got Richard Chew, Paul Daughtry, Mike O'Hanlon, Jan Lewis, Jonathan Norgate, John Peacock. Who else we got? Mel Shepherd Wells, Dave Webb, Tony Pickhurst, Neil Sumner, the wife, Annette's watching upstairs. Good evening.
Hello, Annette.
Kevin Poulton, Ash Goodin.
I think Tina's watching as well. She's not on the chat, but hello, Tina.
Hi, Tina.
Yeah.
Andrew Duckett, Sean Mulqueen. Oh, loads of people. Neil Sumner and Frankie Robertson. So thanks for all joining us tonight. And I know that on another YouTube channel tonight, there's some guy, your mate, what's his name?
My mate Chris. My mate Chris. Yeah.
He's doing,
Well, you know, I mean, I did say to him, do you want to join us? But to be fair, he didn't want to, you know, he didn't want to steal our thunder. So he's gone and done his own thing tonight, which I think is very gracious of him.
It is. Yeah. So I mean, you know, so we do appreciate, because obviously Chris Backham and all the others are much more better than us. So
yeah, but you can watch them on catch up, can't you? So yeah.
So,
Anyway, right. Okay. So we've got an apology. We're going to start with 3 A's. We've got an apology, we've got an appeal, and we've got another competition. It's not really an A, is it? But there you go. That'll do. So the apologies, a couple of months ago, if you can remember, we did a backwards birdsong competition, and I was frantically trying to work out who scored what on my phone, and I missed Andy Goody. So terribly sorry, Andy, because you got the same score as the winner, Ashley Gooding. So you might have won a notebook if we pulled your name out, but I completely forgot to put you in. So thank you for being gracious about it, and apologies again for messing that up. I'll try not to mess it up this time. So that's that part. The appeal, well, I'll pass this over to you, Steve.
I don't know what the appeal is.
It was going so well, wasn't it? It was really. We're looking for an indoor meeting secretary.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I do know.
That's all right.
Yeah. So so the society, we run monthly meetings from September through to March, April time. And Sue Watts, who's doing an outstanding job for us, is now swapping over to be treasurer. So we have a vacant position for our indoor meetings organizer. So if you're good with people, you know, fancy joining a great team, helping us organize talks and, you know, getting good speakers in, then yeah, please contact us.
Yeah, so I mean, if you're interested in doing that, if you email info.ebws@gmail.com, that's info.ebws@gmail.com. Interesting talks as Sue's been doing, yeah, please get in touch and we can send you further details. That would be really good and much appreciated if you can. And then we've got another competition. So am I streaming okay? It went a bit jerky, I think, didn't it?
Yeah, you went a little bit a minute ago, but now you're all back good again now.
Okay, I mean, hopefully people heard the email address. If you're interested in becoming indoor meeting secretary and organising meetings for the year ahead, finding people to give interesting talks, whether it be online or indoors, info.ebws@gmail.com. Right. Let's have a look at the competition. So we've got Jan sent in lots and lots of images, and the idea behind these images, Jan has taken pictures of various birds and then he's run them through some very clever software, and it looks like the birds are now reflected in the water, and the competition is called, funny enough, Reflections. Good name, I like that. So of all the pictures that Jan sent in, I've chosen 12. And I've chosen 4 that I think are fairly straightforward, hopefully, 4 that are a bit tougher, and 4 that are pretty hard. Now, if you want to take part in this, what we can do, because once again, we're going to have a notebook up for grabs. So let me just bring this up on the screen. Sorry, a lot of this was done last minute just before we started.
We've got a lovely Essex.
Oh, look at that. Bring it near the camera. Oh, that is very nice.
It's got a little strappy bit. It's got a little bit for your pen. So put a little loop for your pen. And as you can see, I've not used mine because I haven't been uploading. But yeah, really nice.
Yeah, they are nice.
Good quality, hardback, sort of laminated cover. So yeah, you can win one of these beauties.
I've got one too, and the pen goes down the side, and yeah, I have written some stuff in mine. So yes, really good, really good.
You can write then.
Sorry?
You can write then.
I can write. Well, it's mainly pictures, to be fair.
Okay.
Okay, so if people want to win a notebook, and you can either pick it up if we see you, or we'll post it to you if not, you need to text your answers to the following phone number. When you send your answers in, if you can try and get them in order for the 4 that you're answering, and don't forget to put your name, because we're not going to have your name on the Society mobile account. So yeah. Right, the first 4 are as follows. Here we go. Can you see this?
Yep.
Right, right. That's the first bird.
Okay.
So I'm going to leave it on the screen for 3 or 4 seconds. And if you think you know what that is, text it in. If we do them in batches of 4, just to make it easier for me to count up, hopefully. That's the first one. Second bird is this one.
Okay.
Just leave it on for a few more seconds. That's the third bird. And finally, that's the fourth bird.
Nice. Good,
Just
great
looking
idea
for,
from Chan.
yeah, great idea. I love this.
Yeah,
So just looking for the name of the species. If you can put them in order, it'd be great. If you can put your name on the text as well, so we know who you are. You can start sending them through now if you want to do it in batches of 4, but I'll try and tot them up during the break and probably mess it all up again like last time. But we'll give it a go. So hopefully it'll go okay.
I'm sure we're professionals at this now. I mean,
Absolutely. Yes. Right.
What can go wrong?
Okay. Anything on the feedback, Steve?
Yeah, so Steve Hallam's texting. This is on the bird pooping theme. He said last summer his daughter and him took a rib out from St David's in Pembrokeshire, and the rib was directly under a cliff, and they looked up and saw a kittiwake's bum.
Oh!
And the next minute, Steve's daughter's glasses flat. So
that's I'm afraid the laughing goal has been put to one side because a poop on the glasses, that's exceptional. I assume that she cleaned the glasses.
I hope so. Oh, can you imagine the fishy? Oh, never mind.
Oh no, don't even go there. No, I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, Mike O'Hanlon's made a comment about the turtle dove thing, which we'll come back to in a little while.
Okay.
I mean, a few people have sent in a few sightings, what they're up to recently. So again, we'll cover that a little bit later on.
Right. Shall we bring Mark in from the
bring Mark in? Yeah,
from the dim and distant waiting room?
That's if he's not eaten all his peanuts and drunk all his beer. So
yes. All right. Hang on a minute. Let me just find him because I'm just keying up a link as well. Here we go. Mark, admit. Here he comes.
So he's sober.
Maybe. Is he sober? Has he eaten all the peanuts? That's what I want to know. Oh. This is like he needs a drum roll, doesn't he?
If I was a
the suspense is killing me.
That's a nightjar. Sorry. My drum roll sounds like a nightjar or a turtle dove, maybe.
I was going to say this would be like a really long drum roll because this is taking ages.
He does live in Suffolk, where technology is a bit slower.
He needs to put an extra hamster on the wheel, I think.
Crikey.
Well, we were going to have Mark. He did work beforehand. Hang on.
Perhaps he has had too many beers.
Oh, hey, excellent. You're on mute.
I
didn't hit the got it button on the Zoom thing. I was trying to unmute.
Gotcha.
I just got it. And I hadn't.
Welcome. How are you?
I'm very well. How are you both?
Yes, not bad. Not bad.
Thank you very much for inviting me on again. You're very kind, and it's
no problem at all.
You do a great job running this show. It's fantastic.
Oh, thank you very much. You are more than welcome anytime.
You've definitely been on the beer. Definitely.
Well, to be fair, he's had to sit through 20 minutes of us, so I wouldn't blame him if he's had a couple.
I just said he did a great job.
Oh, brilliant. Right,
cool.
so before we start, because you're on here for a particular reason, but we had a brief glimpse at the turtle dove page. And Steve, I think you said we had a couple of comments.
Yeah, Mike O'Hanlon said that the habitat needs improvement for the species regarding growth, which obviously, which we know. He says the captive breeding might address the deficit slightly caused by hunting. So, yeah, it's a
okay. I mean, without getting sort of too political and involved, have the RSPB got a position on this, Mark? Because obviously, this project is not linked with the RSPB at all, is it?
So yes, we do have a position, and no, these projects aren't linked. So Operation Turtle Dove is a partnership of the RSPB, Natural England, Pensop Conservation Trust, and Fair to Nature. And the Turtle Dove Trust is an independent organisation which has a different purpose to what we do. I mean, the operation of the RSPB's position as a partner in Operation Turtle Dove is that we don't think all the available evidence we've developed with partners across their flyaway, a species action plan, and the main way that we can restore populations at this stage is to improve breeding and foraging conditions in the UK, stop unsustainable levels of hunting on the flyaway, and look at maybe other issues arising around issues in the wintering grounds and potential disease, trichomoniasis. And so for the last 3 years, this 2021, 2022, 2023, there has been a zero harvest on the flyway in France, Spain and Portugal. That's 1 million birds a year, 900,000 birds a year not being shot. And we have 1, 2, 3, Sussex, Kent, Essex, Norfolk, Suffolk and Cambridgeshire have advisors in those 6 counties giving advice to I'm going to say hundreds of landowners now, a couple of hundred landowners to improve conditions on their farms for turtle doves. So, and that should be the focus. And there's nothing in that species action plan I mentioned. There was nothing in there about captive rearing and releasing turtle doves as a mechanism for turning around the populations here in the UK.
I guess we were discussing briefly before, weren't we? And I guess that one of the things that I, to be fair, hadn't really thought of, and I think Steve, you mentioned this, that the population, if they do sort of start releasing captive bred birds, they're going to want to be taking, food, habitat, and so forth, maybe possibly away from the birds that are struggling to find it anyway, from the wild birds. So that could potentially be an issue as well, couldn't it?
I don't think there would ever be a competition. They'd be in direct competition for food, for resource. I don't think. But there'll be issues. There were concerns about the provenance of these birds and the potential risk of interbreeding and what that means. These are all unknowns, and is it at this stage and those unknowns need to be better because they service, there's a better word that I could use, I can't think of it, but I'll say service, better understood, there we go, better understood before these sorts of things happen.
I think the project's coming from a good place, isn't it? It's coming from the people behind it are conservationists. I think the general idea I kind of get, but as you said, I think if there's ways that we can improve the situation for the wild birds as they are at the moment before we have to resort to this, because you were saying, Steve, weren't you? Where do you stop? Do you start doing it for other species and stuff?
Well, yeah, I mean, other species are in decline. We know spotted fly catchers and stuff, but where do you draw a line at this sort of thing? Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. So going back, so we have a perfectly healthy relationship. I mean, I don't do it personally, but the senior people who are in Operation Turtle Dove have a perfectly healthy relationship and open dialogue with I call them friends. We've got no animosity towards what they're doing. At the Turtle Dove Trust, and we know what they're looking out to do, and they know what we're looking out to do, and we just we don't see it as a solution at this stage, but they think the need is too great, and we need to, that's what they've decided, and under the current legislation they're allowed to do it.
Well, let's kind of, I guess from my point of view, because like I said, I don't really know what to think of this, and if the combined efforts of the RSPB and the other bodies involved, plus the Turtle Dove Trust together, the two different ways of doing things between them, if that can help the population generally, from my opinion, that's got to be a good thing. But I agree with what you're saying, that I think if we can look to support the naturally occurring birds and the land management and the habitat management and the food sources to encourage those and stop the hunting as well. The moratorium obviously has had a huge effect. That's a really good way forwards, I think. But it's just an interesting thing to look at, really. And it came up on the news feed, and I thought it'd be a good thing to share and just to see what people's opinions are. So yeah. Thanks for that, Mark. Right. Why are you really here tonight?
Why am I here? Well, shall I share my screen?
You can.
Yep. Please do.
I think.
You're host disabled participant screen sharing. Okay.
Oh, there you go. Hang on. Yes, you can. Right.
Oh, hang on. Where's it gone? It was there a minute ago. Share screen. Here we go.
Excellent.
Oh, got it.
Yeah, I can see some. Yay! Oh, there's Teldo. Hey, excellent.
Almost like it's professionally planned. This is.
So, I'd like to talk about linking farmers and bird watchers. I'm sure I may have mentioned this before when I've been on, and I know Steve and others listening to that have had experience of this last year, but I'm very keen to ramp up those relationships. But before we do that, I thought we'd have a little quiz. I've lost the sound, guys. Sorry. We've been planning to do a little countdown sound, but I've lost the sound. So if you've got get your fingers on the keypad ready, you've got 30 seconds to count the birds in this next picture, and then stick your answers in the chat. Here we go. Ready?
To the music.
1, 2, 3.
Sorry. Right. Oh, crikey.
I might give you less than 30 seconds. Are the answers coming in?
No, they're all a bit slow tonight. they're all counting as well. They're probably shoes and socks are off, probably.
I was going to say I'm up to 20 and I've run out of digits, so I'm done.
What?
We don't come to 21, we'll be all right.
You got 5 seconds.
Give people a few moments we can take it off, and then people can start putting the answers in the chat, hopefully.
First entry's arrived. Second entry.
Okay.
We're in. Right. Time's up, guys.
Third.
Type it in.
Right. Okay. So give it a few seconds, Mark, because people will put them in the chat, and then we'll wait till the numbers stop coming in and see.
So I'll talk about the context of this. So this is a farm which we may have mentioned before, near Braintree, which is farmed by Joe and Emma Gray, who are the coordinators of the North Essex Farm Cluster. I'll come into that in more detail later. And what these birds are coming out of, these are mostly linnets. There might be a few sort of other finches on the side, but this is predominantly linnets. Is a wild bird cover. It's a winter wild bird cover that's sown in the spring, grows through the summer, and then provides huge amount of natural planted seed resource for farmland birds in the winter. And on this farm, over 40% of the farm is in what these are known as stewardship options, agri-environment schemes. So it's fantastic. Hence why there is such a massive flock of birds here. Are we ready?
Yeah.
What numbers have we got, Steve? What numbers have we got?
So we've got, let's start with first, Jan Lewis 754, Mel Shepherd Wells 412, John Peacock 207, Paul Daughtry 875, Jonathan Norgate 800, Richard Chew 500, Mo Jackson 438, Dave Webb 600, someone called David 1000, and Steve Hallam 750.
Oh, is it Paul Daughtry? Take a bow. 870.
Oh, well done.
Brilliant.
Fantastic. Well done, Paul.
Well done, everyone, for having a go, because a lot of people go, oh, I don't have a guess, too worried about it. It's there's a knack. I mean, I had to, I honestly can't recall what I estimated when I saw this in the field. And obviously, as you can see, I circled, I had to go through the screen in tens and dot them all off. 870 birds in there, and I say mostly linnets. Incredible place.
Amazing.
So
that is amazing, isn't it?
It goes to show what can happen on farmland. When
Richard asked how many of those birds are pooing on the birders.
Well, indeed. You imagine 870 mute swans doing that. Crikey.
Wow, amazing.
Cool.
That's the thing. I mean, I've never seen a flock of linnets that big.
Well,
I think,
fingers crossed it will repeat itself. It'll repeat itself this winter. And before I get onto the sort of link, I'll flip off that and just talk about turtle doves briefly. A bit of an update on how the season's gone. So one of the main things we're doing with Operation Turtle Dove and all the counties I mentioned is you might have heard about farmers doing supplementary feeding over winter and particularly the hungry gap, February, March, when natural food sort of runs out. What we do for turtle doves, because there is a shortage of available and accessible natural seed for them to eat, because they're an exclusively seed-eating bird, bar a bit of greenery, is that we supplementary feed for 12 weeks from when they arrive in sort of mid-late April. In 2022, we had 34 sites across the county, and in 2023, we had over 60. Hopefully that number will continue to build. And you can see from the screen that we've got a core population on Foulness. I had some surveys done this year, but coordinated surveys, and Foulness has knocked Radness off top spot as best site in the county, between 11 and 16 territories on there this spring. They've got the Blackwater area here, North Shore of the Blackwater, and the Tendring Peninsula, of course, as well. So quite, you go all the way from Radness down to Brightlingsea and the Cone and Fingering Hoe. Fingering Hoe had a really good year this year. Had 3 birds singing early in the season. Last year it just had 1. And we've got a really good site up near Bures as well, which has got up to 10 birds coming to supplementary feed in the garden. So supplementary feeding is really important, and as a sort of a stopgap, a sticking plaster measure, emergency measure, to make sure that when birds arrive, they've got food available to get into good condition for nesting. So this is one of the birds. So our conservation scientists had their 3rd and final year of catching turtle doves to radio track them and see where they go around the landscape on the North Shore of the Blackwater. You can see this one's being fitted with a ring, and you might be able to work out a tag coming off just above the brown of the wing. Sort of 2 o'clock there, or 2:30. So this is a bird that one of the birds that was tagged. I think they tagged 11 birds this year. And this is on a supplementary feeding plot from one of our farmers. Cracking view on a trail camera. That shadow there is a trail camera on a stick. And this is Arven. This is one of the birds that was tagged last year, and these dots are how far it ranged across the landscape, sort of 4 or 5 kilometers or so.
Okay.
And you can see there's a dark cluster, which is probably where there's a nest site where it kept going to. But so these birds range quite a way across the landscape. Particularly this is Comfrey that was ringed and tagged last year, was moving 10 kilometers between feeding down around east of Goldhanger and a probable nest site at Wickham Bishops.
Do you know if was this movement sort of throughout the whole season, or did they start in the western sector and the east?
So the tag only runs for about 3 or 4 weeks.
Okay.
So I have got the information for when this bird was tagged, but I haven't got it in the back room somewhere, as it were. But this is just for a narrow window during the breeding season for when it's moving.
Amazing. That's amazing. It is
amazing, isn't it? When you think about nightingale, that arrives on the same bush, probably moves about 50 meters or something in the breeding season. Having flown a similar distance with turtle dove.
It's interesting because this bird's like you're almost in a corridor, isn't it? It's
Yeah. I mean, what is time after time we know these supplementary seed sites work. These tag birds are going to these supplementary seed sites. There's one down in Kent. I saw the tracking info from it this year. We went to 2 or 3 different supplementary feeding sites, which is good because they're working, but it's bad because you think they're having to rely on supplementary seed. So, what we're pushing for, at a higher level, is a decent agri-environment scheme that is simple for farmers to adopt, that they can implement on the ground. Farmers are business people. They're there to put food on people's plate. That's what they want to do. So me coming along and saying, "Can you do this for turtle doves, please?" They're going to say, "Is it easy? Do I get a subsidy for it?" And if it is, then they'll do it. Currently, most of the plots that are going in done as voluntary measures because the farmers want to do the right thing. And it's very difficult. It is very difficult to create foraging conditions on farmland, particularly on heavy clay, with the mix that we broadcast or the farmers broadcast. It's challenging, but we are constantly working on it to put that situation in place. It's better later on in the season once harvest kicks in, because a lot of these birds will go into borage crops. There's a lot of borage being grown around here, and chicory and oilseed rapes, a good food resource for them. So there is once harvest kicks in, there's food there for them, but that period between when they arrive and harvest is not as they struggle a bit. And here's this is a natural foraging plot. See the turtle dove in the foreground. So pulling away, this is fumitory, a favoured food plant that appears in their diet. So that's that's the sort of habitat conditions we're looking to create.
Okay.
So yeah. Anyway, I mentioned the North Essex Farm Cluster, and I'll get to the point of why I'm here, why you've invited me on. Sorry. So the North Essex Farm Cluster, as the name suggests, is a group of farmers coming together with a shared aim, shared environmental ambitions to do the right things for soil and the environment and for climate. And so these are farmers in an area, and these are the North Essex Farm Cluster is set up on the Pank catchment, which runs from Braintree up to sort of towards Seawards End, Saffron Walden Way, but it's hoping to extend down the southeastward to the Blackwater estuary as well. This is 50 years, and it came to a pond restoration event we organised back in April at a farm near Marks Tay, which is very well received. Looking at restoring ponds. There are thousands of ponds in the landscape that need restoring. And so that is their strapline. A community of farmers and landowners working together to deliver great benefits for soil, water, and wildlife, etc.
Okay.
So, and as part, so that started last October. I got to know Joe and Emma pretty quickly because I just realised that there's great value in offering mutual support. Turtle doves. We've got 2,100 pairs of turtle doves based on the 2021 survey. About 300 of those are in Essex. On our reserves, we've probably got 2 or 3. So, 297 of these pairs of turtle doves are on farmlands. We have, working with farmers to conserve turtle doves, yellowhammers, linnets, corn buntings, completely essential. The Game and Wildlife Conservation Trust runs something called the Big Farmland Bird Count every February. They've done it for the last 10 years. They unashamedly and admittedly have used the concept of big garden bird watch and just done Big Farmland Bird Count. And what it is, they ask farmers to go out on their farm for half an hour, stand near some good habitat, a wild bird cover, a good hedgerow, a bit of wood, stand there and count their birds. So we had a training event for farmers last February, and then on the back of that, 8 of those farmers that were in that badly blurred picture there said, yeah, we'd be interested in having a Big Farmland Bird Count done on our farm, please. So Steve, myself, Neil Sumner, and a couple of the guys whose names I forget, apologise, went and surveyed those farms, and the farmers loved it because we stood there and we showed them a load of birds that they probably they might not have known they had and might have been able to identify. And and it's just and farmers really want to know what is on their land, but they don't have necessarily the skills to do it or the time to do it. And so this meeting of minds of willing bird watchers, keen to support farmers who want to do right things for nature and farm wildlife it's an open goal. So this is a form they need to fill in. They then submit online. They need to submit online. It is citizen science. It's not robust, but it's valuable because it shows you what red and amber listed birds you've got on there. You can write how many yellowhammers you've seen, or if you might be fortunate enough to have corn buntings or tree sparrows, which would be just amazing in Essex. And then they submit that. And and from this, what happens is quite often farmers think, okay, what can I do more to get more farmland birds on my farm? And that normally means taking up agri-environment schemes, stewardship options to improve habitat on their farm, and that's where we can help and support and direct them to what they can do for their farmland birds. So what I'm really keen to do is, I know Joe and Emma Gray have said, yeah, we'd love the help of the Essex Birdwatching Society and their members, and I'm happy to facilitate that and be that conduit. I don't know how many farms are going to come forward. I don't know how many volunteers are going to come forward, but if you're interested, if you know your farmland birds, going back, if you confidently identify, if you could stand there with a farmer and point out all those birds and your farmland birds generally, then and you wanted to spend a half an hour on a farm, or it's over 3 weeks, so you could, if you've got the time, you could do half a dozen farms in 3 weeks, you know, that would be great. It'd be great to have you. And if you wanted to do that and bring somebody with you who wants to skill themselves up to be a surveyor, then there's another role there. Or if you're at a place where you think, I know my birds, but I just like to be under the wing of somebody like Steve or Matt, you know, to go out and help with that, then great, you know. Or indeed, if this really takes off and you want to coordinate the whole thing, that'd be fabulous. You know, it's a lovely role. We have lots of volunteer coordinators within the RSPB who relish organize, who are retired professionals who just want to keep their eye in. They've got loads of skills from non-conservation careers and conservation careers that coordinate a growing band of volunteers that we have. So what once we've got a sort of a sense of the level of interest, we'll hold some training sessions on a farm in January, probably the 870 linnet farm, because they're very happy to have us, and then look to allocate farms local to where you are. And I have to be honest, this is probably going to be a northeast Essex thing, you know, around the core areas for turtle dove, so Blackwater, Tendring Peninsula, Braintree area. So I just need to resource it where where it is, you know, the need is greatest, if you like, and where we have the contact already. So yes, I think that's it.
Brilliant. So, that answers my question. Are you happy if people are interested for them to get in touch with you directly? And I'm assuming
Yes, please.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, brilliant. Okay, we'll leave that on the screen for a few moments there, Mark. Thank you.
Cool.
So yeah, I think that sounds like a great project, great idea. I know obviously it went well. You got involved last year, didn't you, Steve?
Yeah, do you know what? Yeah, so in February, Mark, we were talking about it at a committee meeting, I think, and yeah, I surveyed 2 farms in sort of, I did one, I think they were both near Great Bardfield.
Yeah.
Both completely different habitats, but do you know what? It was an amazing. It was actually quite eye-opening. Actually, it was nice to be able to like help the farmers, you know, tell them what birds are on their land, and it's just, yeah, a really worthwhile project. So I encourage everyone to sign up for this and, you know, and help out. It's just a really good project.
I mean, I think, yeah, you know, people want to contact Mark directly if you want to come through the society, obviously more than welcome as well. But the best person to go to is Mark, because you're going to be coordinating this. And if there are people outside of the sort of immediate northeast area of the county, is there possible opportunities for them to get involved where they are, do you think, or are you going to keep it fairly local to start with, to the northeast?
I would encourage anyone to go to, if they're in a rural situation and they walk across farmland, have a chat with the farmer, you know. So and I saw something on Twitter the other day from a farmer. Farmer posted it, and they'd had a letter out of the blue, and it had said, "Oh, I've been doing a study on your. I walk here every day, and these are the birds I've seen." And yeah, and this bird watcher had sent this lovely letter about what they'd seen on their farm, and the farm, you could tell the farmer absolutely loved it. Just getting that letter out of the blue to say, "Thank you for farming how you farm. This is what we see on your farm," you know.
And I guess having a
conversation. You know, it's just about relationships, isn't it? You know, the last thing you do is you don't go in and say, "What are you doing that for?" Don't like to state your curt. If you went around your somebody's house and said, "Look at the colour of your wallpaper," you know, that's not the way to start a conversation, is it? You know,
no. Just... And like you said, I mean, if you even just, you know, start talking to the farmers, they might become more aware of these sort of projects, or this project in particular, and want to get involved anyway. So that could be self-fulfilling, couldn't it, in a way?
Yeah.
If we need that picture on the screen just for a few more seconds, if anyone hasn't done so already, please, if you're interested, get your phone, take a picture of what's on the screen now. So you've got Mark's contact details. Obviously, you'll be able to see them again when we upload the video to the YouTube channel anyway.
Yeah. If you I mean, Operation Turtle Dove, there's links to all the advisors are on there. You know, so please, if you've got any questions, just give me a call. And what I will say, I mean, what I've seen from a guy called Nick Mariner, who's in the Chilterns, who's running he's running a Heritage Lottery Fund project in the Chilterns. He's a birder, and he's a farm advisor, and he's gone from his starting point for a huge swathe of monitoring across it's become quite standardized, and not just birds, butterflies and plants and everything else, and has allowed habitat to be created on farms through that engagement. The catalyst for that was the big farm and bird count. That was the starting point, and he's now got a standardized system across dozens of 1 kilometre squares where surveys are being conducted.
Brilliant.
And it's very well received, So and farms get competitive. You get them all all down the pub afterwards in March and do the results. Who's got the most birds? Who's got the biggest flock? Blah blah blah. Just make an event of it. It's great.
Yeah,
excellent.
We've had a few comments. Annette upstairs says, "Sounds amazing, Mark." So yeah, thanks, Annette. And Steve Hallam said he'd be interested in farmland surveying, and he might be persuadable regarding coordinating. So that's really good.
Steve,
so,
there's my number.
So contact Mark, as you've seen on the screen, and yeah, the more the merrier. I mean,
yeah,
I'll say, brilliant project.
Yeah, I've seen your tweet, Steve, about it, and I thought I need to get a few months back, and I thought, great, you're the man. So yeah, fantastic that you've got the foresight. Brilliant.
Good. I think Frankie Robertson's just said, I like how we're talking about farmland since him and his mum visited Beddington farmlands today for a wildlife walk. Oh, good. Now, did you see? Let us know if you saw any good birds, Frankie.
Can I do a Beddington anecdote? That was my first YOC trip in 1983.
Wow.
Beddington Sewage Farms.
It used to be really good for tree sparrows and stuff.
Yeah. But they really good. But they're just something happened. Gone. Yeah.
Sad, isn't it? Sad.
Pairs. Yeah.
Have you still got your YOC badge?
I haven't.
No, I don't know what happened to mine.
Very poor show.
I didn't get one on eBay.
Right, brilliant. Okay, any more questions for Mark at all in the chat?
At the moment, I don't think. Just give it 30 seconds, but no.
Cool.
No, it was really great about the turtle doves as well. That was really. I'm still shocked about how they can move from Goldhanger, north of Goldhanger, over to Wickham Bishops
on a daily basis.
On a daily basis.
Yeah. I mean, you would think that once they're on a site, that's where they're going to stay. That's what I've always thought. So yeah, it's amazing that they roam so far.
Yeah, and because what we don't know, I mean, this is obviously the modern technology. Were they doing this 30 years ago, 40 years ago, when there were 140,000 pairs? Probably not, because they just flopped out of the tree, and the food was right there. They're nesting. I mean, somebody sent me I gave a talk last week, and somebody came up to me and gave me a black and white photo of a turtle dove on a nest taken by a dad in the 50s. It's at the office, and it's just like there. It's nesting in an apple tree, a nice open, non-thorny apple tree, a turtle dove in an orchard. They don't do that now.
No.
They're a thorny scrub nesting species, so they've changed. They've changed over time. In Spain, they nest in tall open trees, and they nest on the outer edge of a tree because the predation threat is snakes. So
I remember when I was
the predation threat is magpies and jays. So
okay.
Well, when I was very young, sort of 40, maybe 43, 44 years ago, we lived in Wicks, and we lived in a house which backed onto the woodyard there. I don't know if it's still there or not, but there used to be a big woodyard in Wicks.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah,
and all the tall trees. I've got no idea what the trees were, but there's turtle doves there in the summer. I used to remember them purring away, and we had them in the garden, and yeah.
So yeah, Mike O'Hanlon says he's happy to help out, Mark. He's in the Brinton area, and he's going to give you a text.
Right.
And then just back to the YOC badge. Vince Briggs says he's got his YOC badge somewhere.
Cool.
Really good.
Hold on to it.
Yes. I'm a bit jealous. I'm a bit jealous of that.
And then back to Beddington. Frankie saw meadow pipits, field fares, green sandpiper, kestrel, buzzard, and more. So
brilliant.
Another green selection of birds. Excellent.
Good stuff.
No, thank you, Mark.
Yeah, amazing. Thank you very much, Mark. Yeah, thank you. And please, people, get involved. You've got his details. So cracking project. I certainly want to get involved this time round.
I'm going to as well.
You say you wouldn't?
Yes, I would like to. Yes.
No, I don't want to.
All right, calm down. Whoa! I thought I was in trouble there. I was going to get.
Hey, I thought you said wouldn't. What is that for?
No, I would like to get involved.
Can you imagine if we could do 50 farms? It's doable.
Yeah,
brilliant, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And it's only, I mean, it doesn't take that long to do a farm, does it?
You could do 2 in the morning easily.
Yeah,
But the thing is, the farmers love it, and you just want to spend more time there. You know, feel bad sort of standing there for half an hour and clearing off. You know, you could spend the whole morning there. You know, and what was happening last year was we would do the it would be more than half an hour. You'd be there for an hour or two. You know, Steve marshed it. You know, in the middle of nowhere. Fantastic record for Essex.
Yeah. I literally got to this first farm, and I thought, and the farmer had given me a map to roughly where, because I could pretty much walk anywhere, and I saw this area that they said was quite good. First bird I heard and saw was a marsh tit. Like, whoa, this is good. And there was red kites, and there was just loads of stuff.
Yeah.
And then I went to the second farm, which was like 45 minutes later, and the farmer invited me into his farmhouse. I had a cup of coffee with him, talking about birds and wildlife, and then we jumped in his Range Rover and off around the farm, watching reed buntings and yellowhammers and stuff, and it's just brilliant.
Really good.
You know,
really good.
So take part.
Yes,
Cool.
I'm looking forward to that. Definitely looking forward to it. And obviously the training side of things. So if people contact you, Mark, if people need training, if they let you know, and then you'll get a sort of coordinate and work something out.
Yeah, I just think it'd be nice to go to that farm and just spend half a day there and go for a walk so everyone can see it. Think, wow, you know, I was there just the other week and it already looks amazing. There's a few linnets around. It's a bit early still, but there'll be more coming in. It was just, and I think that was just linnets. There were hundreds of thrushes. You know, so we had half of them bramblings, didn't we, Steve?
We did, because I met Mark up after I did my 2 surveys, and we had a couple of ravens fly over.
Yeah.
There were bramblings along the hedge, and the linnet flock was, well, you saw in Mark's photo, was pretty phenomenal. I mean, you don't see that every day.
No.
You know.
Brilliant. Right. Thank you very much indeed. Superb. Thanks, Mark. Thanks as always. A pleasure to have you on.
Thank you very much for having me. Keep up the good work.
Yep. Thank you. And we'll see you soon. Cheers, mate.
Take care, Mark.
Let me just remove your co-host, and I think.
Right.
See you later. Bye.
Oh, that's brilliant. I mean, you know, he's a great guy. I mean, you know, he's so enthusiastic, and that's what conservation needs. You know. Definitely. And that's the thing. When anyone that's not sure, you know, if they're able to take part in the project, go along for a day with Mark, you know, or a morning with Mark on the farm, and he'll show you what needs to be done. And as Steve said, he's a great bloke, and he'll really help you out. So yeah. And I'm sure if we take part, Matt, and anyone wants to join us and help out, we're more than happy to
100%.
help out, spread the load a little bit. Yeah.
Definitely.
So excellent.
Right. Moving on. So next up, we have another thing that people can take part in. We'll just do this very, very quickly. This is a winter goal survey that's being run by the BTO, for people that aren't aware. And to be honest with you, I've not really looked at this in much depth myself. Jerry Johnson, the society chair, sent this through, and I'm already aware of it locally because I think it's going to be coordinated on the Stour Estuary as well. But it's a winter goal survey running throughout this winter. And it's available via the BTO. So if you go onto the BTO website, it will be on there. You need to create an account, and then you can log in and you can request to take part. And I think it's done by sort of squares and zones, and you can just choose where you want to take part and go from there. So the idea is, I think it's count roosting goals, isn't it, of the main sort of 5 or 6 species. Yeah.
So this I don't know whether it still is. I mean, correct me if anyone watching it's wrong. They used to do this survey every 10 years.
Yeah.
And I used to do it at Abberton back in the 90s. So Abberton, I know obviously it's a big site, so we split up into groups, and we all counted birds coming into roost from different areas. It's a really good survey. Yeah, really good. Well, again, another worthwhile taking part, you know.
Yep. Excellent. So that's on there. And obviously you've got a taking part page, and it will just tell you what to do here. We won't go through it now because with the show is ticking, time's ticking already. But I know. Please log on to BTO Wings, the Winter Goal Survey. So yeah, please take part in that if you can as well. Yeah. Fabulous. Right. Okay. Let's do some more competition, shall we?
Yes, let's do that.
Excellent. Right. So
we've done 1 to 4. So now we've
done 1 to 4. So here comes number 5. So far, we've only got 5 people entered.
Okay.
Which is good. So thank you to those 5. But we'll have a quick recap of all 12 pictures at the end. So anyone that hasn't yet entered, please don't forget you can if you wish to. So this is the 5th picture, picture number 5. These are a little bit harder.
Okay.
We'll just leave that on the screen for a few seconds. And then we've got picture number 6.
Ooh.
And again, just 2 or 3 more seconds. And then we've got picture number 7.
Okay.
And finally, we have picture number 8. Okay, so that's those 4. If you want to start with those 4, we'll do a recap of all 12 later on anyway. Right, done. Okay.
So just back to the gull count quickly. Frankie's just asked, do rarity gulls count? So things like Caspian gull, Thayer's gull, Bonaparte's. Yeah, I mean, obviously, we're looking at counting the common species, but if you find something rarer, then yeah, absolutely, they count 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's it's the common. It's 6, 5 or 6. It's left,
Yeah,
great
so
blackback, lesser blackback, herring, common gull, black-headed gull, and Mediterranean gull. I think are the 6, aren't they?
Yeah. But obviously, you will pick up other species at other sites. So
Yeah.
you know, so yeah, good.
Yeah. My 7th species is normally what on earth's that gull? That's normally my 7th species. But there you go. Right. We were going to talk about events. Let's go to events.
I think Mark's daughter's on the chat as well.
Oh, go on.
He said my dad was on here. So
Mark, that guy, brilliant.
so yeah,
Hello, Mark's daughter. Hopefully,
I guess it's because it's that one
amazing.
shot girl. So I assume it's Mark's daughter. So
Amazing. Right, what we're going to do next, actually, let's do the thing that's next on the run sheet.
so yeah, we spoke about bird magazines.
Yes.
Free bird magazines, and how
Correct.
you can get these.
Yes. So I'm just going to share a picture. So Chris Watson-Lee, who's quite a new society member, he joined at the autumn migration event at Fingringhoe back in August. I think it was September.
I think. Yeah.
Yep. I lose track of time. So hi, Chris, if you're watching. And he's come along to a couple of other events after that, a couple of the pop-ups. So it's great. Thank you very much. And he kindly gave us some information. He works for the library. And I didn't know this. Some people out there might.
Mm.
I'm not going to read through all this, but the idea is I thought I'd put it on a screen like this. People can take a picture. So basically, if you join the library and get a library card, and you can then download a document reader on your device, on your phone or your tablet. And then you can get copies of magazines such as Birdwatching, Birdwatch. You can get electronic copies of the Bird ID photo guides, which keep on popping up in my email inbox. So I had no idea about this particular app. There's also obviously various other things that you can do through the library, and Chris has given some information on there. If anyone wants to take a picture of this screen, and you can then have a read through the information at your leisure. And if you're not sure about anything, if you send us an email and I'll come back to you and let you know, or send you some links, because as you can see, there are a few links on the message.
Yeah.
So I've got various links I can send you if you need them. But many thanks to Chris for that. Really useful information, and I'm certainly going to be popping into the library when I get a chance and downloading probably some of those Bird ID photo guides, actually, because some of them look quite good. So
yeah, so I downloaded the bird magazines in lockdown. I must have read it somewhere, and there's and it was brilliant. So you could download bird watching. Also, I mean, I know it's not it's bird related, but photography magazines, things like Nature Photographer and Amateur Photographer. These are all available to download as well. There's there's cooking magazines and you name it. The magazines that and they're like, what are they, £5-6 to buy now from the shops, and you can download them for free.
Yeah, so, superb. Thanks for that, Chris. Brilliant. All right, let's get that off the screen. There we go. Okay, so we're doing events next. So we've had a couple of field trips recently, haven't we, Steve?
Yeah. So back in September, Unfortunately, again, I was unavailable to get there, but you headed down to Sandwich Bay and Pegwell Bay, didn't you, for the first field trip of the autumn
We
down
did.
in Kent?
Yep.
And you had a good day.
Yeah, we did. I mean, to be fair, there wasn't any sort of spectacular species seen, but that's not what it's all about.
No.
You know, we had a really nice walk around the Sandwich area. We had a good attendance. I've got a picture here of some of the people getting off the coach. So there you go. Good group of people. Another full coach load, which was fantastic. And it was a nice walk around the site. We did a bit of sea watching at Sandwich, and there was I think we had a skewer species, probably an Arctic, but couldn't be certain. It was a bit far out. There was an eider duck at Pegwell Bay. We had a bit of lunch on the beach, some of us, which was good
Nice.
fun. And yeah, Pegwell, again, another nice bit of sea watching. There was a good walk around the Sandwich Bay area itself. We had nice views of stone chat and wind chat. And there was a couple of sort of raptors up overhead, buzzard and kestrel and so forth. So like I said, nothing spectacular. Probably the bird of the day was this bird here in the middle.
Wow. Oh, nice.
So you got a few widgeon along here, I think, mainly black-headed gull by the looks of it, and a nice eider. Looks like a male. Is that a young male, do you reckon, or a male coming into breeding?
Yeah, no, it was like a young male. I mean, you could look how in size comparison it is with the widgeon.
Oh, it's huge.
It's like a monster. It's
I know,
like,
massive
yeah.
duck. Yeah, really big. So that was really good. And what else? I can't remember yes. So we also went to Bradwell, didn't we?
We did. Was that 2 Sundays ago? 1 Sunday
Yes.
ago? Something like that. Yeah. And again, the weather, I mean, the weather's been, well, probably as you've noticed, everybody, the weather this autumn's been quite challenging. It was a nice sunny day, but the wind was quite brisk for our visit to Bradwell. And we had a good turnout, didn't we?
We did, yeah. Again, I think there was probably, 50, 60 people turned up.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Something
Good
regional.
turnout.
Yep.
So yeah, we had a wander around. We managed to see nice views of corn bunting.
Yep.
Peregrine.
Peregrine.
We had peregrines. Yeah, we had at least 3 peregrines.
Yep.
And here we are now watching over the River Blackwater, looking over towards Mersey.
And you picked up a cracking pale-bellied Brent, didn't you?
Yeah, the first bird, I put the scope up, first bird I looked at, I thought, oh, pale-bellied Brent. And we had some nice views of that. And then we sort of headed around for lunch at the Bradwell Bird Observatory.
We did.
And this is pretty much the area close to the observatory overlooking the marsh. And Matt and Jerry very kindly enough brought the biscuits and we had a cup of tea. And so the Bradwell Bird Observatory has moved in the last few years to a new site. So a lot of the members have never been there before. So they got a chance to see, what was happening, which was good. And then we just spent a bit of time just scanning over the marsh, didn't we, for the remainder of the afternoon?
Yeah, I mean, it was just a nice, relaxing afternoon. The weather was, well, as you can see there, the weather was absolutely amazing, really, for the time of year. We had some cracking weather in the last few weeks, haven't we? I know it's got a bit wet the last few days, but we had a glorious day. And although it was a bit windy and a bit cold, it was dry and sunny and blue skies. So, yeah, really nice day out. We've also had other events. So we've had a couple of pop-ups. We've had a pop-up on the 1st of October, which unfortunately you weren't able to attend.
No.
That was at Frinton. So myself and Paul Brayshaw and a large, good-sized group of people turned up to this. So thanks again to everyone that turned up. And we had a nice day. We saw gannets, red-throated divers. We had sandwich terns and some other more common species. A few Brent geese were coming through as well. This was the best picture I got all day. Can you tell what it is?
I can see it's a red-throated diver just by its
yeah.
Well, the upturned bill gives it away.
It just made me laugh, yeah, because obviously it was on the sea and I couldn't get a picture of it, but I took that snap and that one just came out and you can just about make out what it is. So I thought that was quite funny.
It's good. Good.
And then a couple of week ago, I think it was last week.
Last week. Yeah, last Wednesday, Thursday. No, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday last week, wasn't it? Correct.
Paul Brayshaw very kindly offered to basically do some sea watching for 3 days in a row from dawn. And he said that anyone can turn up, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
And people turned up. So we had, there was about 8 or 9 people on the first day. To be fair, we didn't advertise it until very late. So I think there's only 2 or 3 people on the first day, but then there was 8 or 9 people on the other 2 days. And they had some cracking species. We'll run through sightings a bit later on for Frinton, but I did do a summary of what he saw over those 3 days. And again, won't read it all out, but you can see on the screen here, you know, huge numbers of brink geese, 3,500 brink geese nearly, pinkfoots, pintails, scoter, gannets, kittiwakes, megdolls, razorbills, leeches, petrel, all 3 species of skua. Yeah, superb, really good. So I was a bit gutted I couldn't go to that. And we've also had a couple of talks, haven't we?
We had, yep. So so Tim Hayward kicked off September's talk. Talk on Uganda.
Yep, and it was superb. Really, really good talk by Tim. Tim had the side lights on, as you can see in the picture there. Not a very good picture, I just took it with my phone, but he had the side lights on in the hall in Chelmsford. So for anyone that hasn't been to one of our indoor meetings, please come along. You are more than welcome. You don't have to be a member.
No.
You can just turn up on the door. I think is it £4 for non-members?
Yeah, £4. Yeah, and then we have refreshments half time, which is like 50p or £1 or so, and biscuits and coffee and tea. But if you bring your own mug with you, if you've got one of those reusable coffee cups, then please bring that along.
It's at the Quaker Meeting House in Chelmsford. The details are all on the website. And they're really good events. You get to meet up with people and say hi and catch up. And the talks are always nice and relaxed. You know, it's nothing too formal. It's always really interesting. And there's a lot of interaction. And the reason that Tim had the sidelights on this one is he really did interact with the audience. He was asking us questions, which was really good fun. So yeah, really enjoyed that one. Really enjoyed that one. And then the following month, we had a really interesting talk by Stuart Brooker. And this was on the Dawn Chorus, Why Do Birds Sing at Dawn? And there are many different theories, and none of them are proven, of course. But he explained and went through most of the main theories with lots of different slides and interesting facts and figures. So that was a really, really interesting talk. Unfortunately, I think you were away for that one, weren't you?
I was, yeah.
It was a really, really good talk. So hopefully we might get Stuart back again sometime in the future. Maybe whoever becomes the indoor meetings secretary can maybe arrange that. I don't know. But there you go.
Absolutely.
So that's what we've been up to. But what's coming up, Steve?
So we've got our next indoor meeting is next Friday. So November is come around very quickly. So yeah, on Friday, I'm just going to get my fixture card here just to read the proper details. So Friday, the 3rd of November. Let me just get my got to find it.
If I pop, hang on a minute.
Yeah, so Friday the 3rd of November. So this is a Zoom talk. So all our talks so far this season have been like in person on the hall, but this is Mark Sisson. He's the most amazing photographer. You may well have seen his pictures published, you know, online. He's won lots of awards. But yeah, he's talking on the wild islands, the nature of the Falklands. So that's going to be a cracking. So there'll be a MailChimp email sent out.
Yes. Yeah. So if you're not on our mailing list, let's go back to the homepage. You go to the bottom of our homepage, which is ebws.org.uk. There's this big blue box at the bottom. If you put your email address in there, you don't have to put anything else in, just your email address, hit subscribe, and then we'll keep you informed of anything that's happening in terms of pop-up events, field trips, indoor meetings, online meetings, this show, and anything else that's relevant. So details on the farmland survey will be sent out at some point, and so on and so forth. So yes, please subscribe, and we'll be sending out details of next Friday's talk, probably early next week, I would have thought.
Yep, cool. And then later in the month, on Sunday, the 26th of November, it's our next outdoor field trip. So we're heading to Heybridge Pits for the morning. So again, the details will be on our website and also sent out nearer the time. But we're meeting in Daisy Meadows car park at Heybridge Basin. It's a pay and display car park, so there are parking charges there, but they're very reasonable. And so we'll have a walk around Heybridge Pits. It's a great site overlooking the Blackwater towards Malden. Great for waders, wildfowl, birds of prey, and some passerines as well. And then probably after lunch, we're going to visit the Ironworks Meadow Nature Reserve. So if you read your Essex Birding magazine, the last one that came out, there's an article about this new nature reserve just on the edge of Heybridge. So we're going to head there and see what's happening there. It's a great little reserve. We went there. When did we go there? Last November, Matt, I think. We had a walk around, like a guided tour.
Yes, I mean, it's going to be really interesting to see what it's like at the moment. You know, what it's like now.
Yeah. So yeah, really great reserve. Society President Simon Wood is heavily involved with this. They've been doing lots of work parties during the last year to open up the meadows and just to create new habitat. There's new boardwalks and new footpaths through the reserve. It's not huge. You know, it's probably, you know, a couple of hours, you know, maybe. But yeah, well worth a visit. We saw kingfisher, rock pipit, green woodpecker, you know, and I'm sure in the last year it's developed to be even better. So
absolutely. Yeah.
So that's Sunday, the 26th of November.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that day because I think the Heybridge Basin area is fantastic, and I think that new reserve is going to be a little gem. It really is.
Absolutely.
And we'll be able to get something to eat in Tesco's cafe as well. So
and parking restrictions are for like 4 hours, so obviously we'll be in and out in that time.
Oh yeah, of course.
And also we've got another special event coming up.
Well, yes, this is really exciting, isn't it? Go on, Steve. This is your little baby.
Well, so on Sunday, the 5th of November, so David Wilkinson is part of the South Essex ringing group, and he's offered to run a ringing event down at Wat Tyler Country Park for us for a couple of hours. But it's limited numbers, so it's limited to 12 people, and
that's plus me and you, isn't it? So 12 plus us,
12 plus 12, so you and I plus 12 participants, and there's a £10 suggested donation for this event, because obviously David and his team are using materials and giving up their time. So we'll be sending out details in the next, well, probably early part of next week, Matt, won't we?
Yeah, because it's a week on Sunday. So I mean, I think the way we're going to do it, to be fair, is if you are interested in coming, and you can do this now, just register your interest. If you send an email to, well, to be fair, to either of the email addresses is fine. I'd prefer it to info.ebws@gmail.com, which is kind of the main society web email address. So that's info.ebws@gmail.com. Just send the email in, say you're interested in coming. Tell me how many of you there are, if there's more than one of you, obviously. Ideally, you want to limit it to couples only, really. I don't want a group of sort of 6 taking up one spot, if that sounds fair, because there's only 12 people. What we're going to do, if we get more than 12 people put their names forward, and there'll be a cut-off date probably of Tuesday evening, I would have thought.
Yep.
So I'm going to send out the MailChimp over the weekend. If we get more than 12 people, we'll just have to draw names out of hats, basically. But yes, it's going to be really good fun, because to see birds being ringed for, you know, really close up, and to find out some information about how they do it, why they do it, when they do it, and just to see the birds in the hand is really, really fascinating. So I'm sure people will be interested in that. Yeah,
and it'll be from 8 in the morning till 10 in the morning. And we'll send out the rendezvous point, but we've all got to be together to go through and enter the site. So we've all got to be on time. And and obviously this is also dependent on weather, because ringing, if the weather's not great, then, you know, they may have to postpone, and we might try and arrange something another time.
Yep.
Because obviously the birds' welfare comes first in all this. So
100%.
100%. So so if you fancy it, Richard Chu said, what time is it like? It starts 8 o'clock.
Yep.
Just 8 till 10, because obviously the birds are far more active first things in the morning, and it's, you know, good time to catch the birds.
And I'm sure we might do a bit of bird watching afterwards, or if you haven't got to rush off.
Yeah.
If we wander around Wat Tyler, got to hide over the little river there and everything. So yeah.
Absolutely. Or we've got Bowers Marsh, which is next door. Might be worth a look. We'll do something, you know, if anyone wants to join us for a couple of hours afterwards.
Perfect. Right. Okay, good. Sorry, I might look distracted. I'm trying to do the scores for the competition as well. So a few more people have sent in some entries now, which is
well. While you're doing that, Matt, I'm just going to talk about the next event, because we've been on for nearly an hour and a bit here, and we're not halfway through yet. So every 2 years we hold the Society Conservation Conference, So we're planning ahead now. The next conference is on Saturday, March the 23rd. And it's at Writtle College, Writtle Agricultural College. Great. If you've never been before, it's well worth joining. We've got 6. It's called, I can't remember what the subjects this year. It's called
It's birds and birding, past, present, and future.
Yeah. So yeah, it's going to be a great talk. Jerry Johnson, who's organising it with Matt, got some great speakers lined up. And we've also got, there'll be trade stands. So we've got Viking Optical and various other stands. I think there's a few of us going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Tickets are £25. And it includes a buffet lunch. And I have to say, I mean, you and I have been a few years, Matt, now, haven't we? And the food's amazing.
Yeah,
you know,
pretty good.
And so yeah, so it's 6 lectures. I think there are 6.
Yeah, it's going to be 6 speakers. We'll have a prize raffle draw at the end of the day. Viking have already donated some very nice binoculars, two pairs, in fact.
Yep.
A pair of Kestrels and a pair of the Osprey, which is their top of the range binocular.
Yep.
And there's going to be other prizes as well for the raffle. And yeah, Steve, you're going to have a stand there, I think, aren't you?
Yep, we're going to be there.
Liz Huxley's going to be there with some of her wildlife photography. Speyside Wildlife are going to be there.
Yeah.
I think the BTO hopefully are going to be there as well. Fingers crossed. Yep. Might be able to get Mark along from the RSPB. I don't know yet. Who knows? Maybe
yeah,
watching. Nudge, wink.
Plenty of time to look at the stands at lunchtime beforehand. Yep. It's just a great day out, really.
Yep. And Viking have said they might be bringing along some of their top optics as well. Some of the, the big 3 brands, so the Zeiss and Swarovski and Leica and so on. So that could be good for people who want to have a look at that and maybe get a deal on the day. Right. Okay. I'm aware that you're getting a bit fidgety. Is your back okay? Yeah,
we're all right. We've got a hot water bottle, so we're all right. I'm soldiering on. Yeah. Okay.
Cool. Well, what we'll do, I'll tell you what, because we're going to do, John's kindly sent in a mindful moment video, John Ward, which is brilliant. So we're going to play that going into the break, and then we've got a 3 or 4 minute video for the break. So when we do John's video, Steve, if you need to get up and walk around and stretch or something, if you turn your camera off and go, then that gives you about 6 or 7 minutes, if that's all right.
Oh, that's good. Might stretch me.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's good.
Right, membership. So how do you become a member of the society? Well, if you become a member of the society, you get lots of wonderful things. You get one of these, you get one of these, you get one of them. So you've got the journals. Every 6 months you receive a journal which is packed full of articles written by people who belong to the society and us lot and so on, and lots of photographs and wonderful things and swallow word. Look at that.
Look at that. It's almost like
look at that.
That's pretty cool, isn't it?
So yeah, loads of stuff in these. And then the bird report, fabulous bird report. This is 2021. They're working on the 2022 one as I speak. And this is the sort of Essex birding Bible, so to speak. It's got details of all the species and the occurrences of them and when they turn up and where they turn up and when they leave. And there's fantastic photography. You've got some excellent articles at the back. One on the front cover. Yeah. I'm very pleased with that one. Yeah, that's one of my ones on the front cover. So thanks to Sean and Neil for popping that on there. So yes, really, really good. I mean, the report, I use it more as a reference. Some people, I think, sit down and read it cover to cover. I dip into it pretty much every week. So it's a really, really good thing to have on your desk. And the fixture list.
16 quid.
Oh,
that lot.
Yeah, exactly. You couldn't buy that lot for £16, but you can if you become a member.
Exactly. I mean, if you bought them separately, it would £22 to buy them. Oh, Crocky just punched me talking on the phone. Oh, God. Okay,
as you can see, they're very sturdy publications.
Yep. Cool.
Oh, brilliant. Okay. And you can obviously get merchandise as well. We do merchandise. We do the notebooks that people have said. So you've already seen those. We've got the caps. We've got, what have we got? Shopping bags. We've got umbrellas. Now, this might be, I shouldn't do this indoors, but I'm going to. This might be topical for the recent weather that we just had. We've got Essex Birdwatching Society branded umbrellas. Fabulous.
We might need the umbrellas in the next week or so.
We might do. We've got T-shirts. Hang on a minute. I didn't get one of these ready, but I've got T-shirts behind me. Hold on. Here we go. We've got new colours. We've got blue T-shirts. We've got flame T-shirt. Look at that. Amazing. It's like a bright orangey colour. It's lovely. Really nice T-shirt. And we've got some wonderful sweatshirts. So Jerry Johnson, the Society chair, has recently got got some rather fabulous new colours for the sweatshirts, and I'm just going to hopefully bring up a little screen. So on our website, on the About Us tab, there is a merchandise section on there. If anybody wants to buy anything, all the details are on here. So you go to About Us, you go down to merchandise, just there, and it comes up with this screen. Those are the new colours. We've got navy, we've got a dove grey, kingfisher, which is like a sort of teal colour. It's lovely, really nice colour that is. And a hazel colour as well, which is very, very nice. As well as the original olive and graphite, and then the new t-shirt colours and all the other stuff we've just been talking about. Even a badge. I've got my badge on today. Here you go. Woo-hoo, badge. And we've got these signs. Yes, the signs that behind me. I don't know if you've got yours, have you? You haven't got yours.
Oh, no, because you've probably noticed tonight, I'm in a different venue in the house tonight. So
there's my sign. There's my sign. So that sign there you can buy, and I think they're like a tenner or something.
£10.
Yeah, really good. Right, good. So yes, please get involved. Please join. Please buy something if you want to. It's good to see all the caps and t-shirts and sweatshirts out there when we go out bird watching. It's always nice to see. Any feedback?
Oh, lots, I think. Oh, crikey, I don't know where we're up to now, Matt, to be honest with you. Oh, yeah, Nick, back to the farmland. Oh, God, got my teeth in. Farmland bird surveys. Neil Sumner, the bird report editor, said it'd be great to particularly get volunteers who live in the north, north of the A12 and east of the A414. So that would be really good. Yeah, Frankie says he hopes to attend some coach trips, but they're obviously very popular. And he's also asking if there are available pickups for self-drive. So I'm not sure where you live, Frankie, off the top of my head, but I'm sure if there's anyone, pop it in the chat.
Pop your rough location in the chat, Frankie. You know which town you live in, and if anyone else lives near Frankie and is going to come to the Haybridge event next month, then maybe we can put you in touch with each other. Drop us an email to ebwstalks@gmail.com, and we can do that way rather than putting personal details on the chat. Yeah, that'd be good. Yep.
John Peacock's heading to Abberton this weekend. Wants to know what's around. We'll cover that in a little while.
Yep.
And then Mel Shepherd Wells said he bought the hazel colour sweatshirt. It's brilliant and he loves it and it's good quality. So yeah.
Yeah, they're definitely warm. Definitely warm.
They are. I mean, we wore ours for the last field trip and it was a really windy day and they're like so cozy. Really, really good.
Yeah, really good. Right. Competition. Let's do the final four. So we're up
number 9 to
number 9. Here we go. These are the harder ones.
Oh, crikey. Yep, okay.
So that's that one. I'm going to leave it on screen for a few more seconds. I'll be honest with you, when Jan sent these through, I had no idea what any of them were. So I went through all, I think there was 20. And there was a couple that I didn't get, which are 2 of these 4 I didn't get. So they're a little bit tricky, but then again, I am a little bit rubbish as well. So that's that one. Right, next. This is number 10. This is one of the ones that I failed miserably on.
Okay. Not easy.
I should have known it wasn't a goldfinch, really, shouldn't I? But there you go.
Is it not a goldfinch? Oh, okay.
That's number 10. Number 11. And that's the other one I failed on.
Oh, okay.
I was absolutely certain I'd got this.
Be interested to see what people watching think.
And then finally, number 12.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Tricky last 4.
Okay, so 3, 2, 1. Right, very, very quickly, for anyone that wants to recap. That was number 1. That was number 2. Number 3. Number 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. 11. And 12.
Wow, okay.
Thanks once again to Jan Lewis for sending that in. Much appreciated.
Yeah, well
really fun competition, actually, that one. If anyone else has got any ideas for things, bear in mind, obviously, you've got to kind of work for everyone. Yeah.
Dave Webb's just messaged in, Matt. He said the Tesco car parking in Malden is now 3 hours free parking. But
Okay.
that should still be ample time for us to visit the Ironworks Meadow. So
Yeah, because it's literally next door, isn't it? And it's not a huge reserve. So
no,
yeah.
so thanks, Dave, for keeping us posted on that. Much appreciated.
Yeah, cheers, Dave. Brilliant. Right, shall we do? We're going to have a mindful moment from John,
Oh,
and then a slightly less mindful break video thing. And Steve, as I said, if you want to turn your camera off.
No, because I want to watch it.
Ah, oh yeah.
Maybe when we have a break, when we have a couple-minute break, I may have a stretch.
Okay, right.
I will not miss John's mindful moment for anything.
I don't blame you.
I will sit through the pain, mate. Don't worry.
Although you might miss it if I can't find it. Hang on a minute.
That's true.
We did it earlier on, didn't we? Where did I put it?
I don't think Matt's muck-up moment doesn't sound as good as John's mindful moment.
No, they don't, do they? Hang on,
No.
because it should be in the BOE folder. Hold on.
It was there earlier.
I think it's this one. I hope. Hey, I found it. Right, there we go.
Good.
Can you see a big red blobby thing?
I can.
Okay, I think that's the sun. So I'm gonna mute myself.
Yep.
And the video stopped. I'll be muted in a second. Let's play John's video. 3 minutes of mindful moment. Here we go. Hello.
That was amazing.
Lovely. Thank you, John. Really appreciate that. And I'll let you know that John, I asked him a few days ago if he had anything, and I always say to him, only if you've got time. And he's a busy guy, and he's got his whole proper life going on and everything. he did this like late this afternoon.
Yeah, that red poll was taken like in the last few hours. So that's like.
And the red
amazing.
start, the common red start with the quivering tail, absolutely
the redback strike from fingering hoe.
No, yeah, I know. Amazing.
I mean, obviously there was a little bit of heat haze because obviously it was a very hot day when we saw that. But yeah, absolutely blooming amazing.
Superb. Fantastic. Thank you very much, John. Right, we're going to have a quick break. We've got lots of answers from the competition. So yeah, we'll run through that. We'll run through the results in the second half. And we'll be back shortly. We've probably got about another half hour or so ish to go through. So it's going to overrun a little bit tonight. But it always does, doesn't it? So apologies to anyone.
So yeah, but thanks for everyone for watching still, and keep with us. Keep with us.
Yes, right. Let's do the break thing. So we're going to go from John's rather wonderful and lovely video to my video that I did this at about 7:20, didn't I?
You did, yeah. Nothing like doing things at the last moment, is there?
Exactly, yeah. Can you see that?
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, okay, all right, see you in a bit.
This is well worth watching and listening to.
Yeah, you got to listen to the end because obviously it's Halloween on Tuesday, so there might be a little surprise at the end. Okay, bye-bye.
See you in a minute.
Oh, I hope he's there. Hello.
It's a very good impression. I love the way you did that.
Thanks very much. Oh dear.
Oh, it was quite creepy. That was.
Well, for anyone that got scared, I do apologise, but it is after 9 o'clock, so I don't really care that much, to be fair.
It's after the watershed.
After the watershed, yeah. Right.
Music was good. You know, I mean, that was quite a bit upbeat, disco. 1974 or something.
Less cheesy than normal, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Do people prefer the cheesy or the non-cheesy? I don't know. It's
no, don't know. Anyway, right.
So yeah, a few people, Frankie, Richard Chew, and John Peacock and Neil Sumner all said John's mindful moment was awesome.
Yep.
Brilliant, fabulous. So
yeah. Thank you, John. Yeah.
No, thanks, John.
Really, really good. And John's a blooming nice bloke as well. I bumped into John actually on the Stanway day when I popped into Stanway and found that shorted owl. He doesn't live that far away from Stanway, I don't think, and he sort of turned up a few minutes later and we bumped into each other. So yeah, he's a really, really nice chap, John. Right. We'll talk more about John later on, actually. Right. Okay. So second half. Hang on a minute. That's done. Right. So feedback, you're done. Right, reflections, results. Should we do the competition results?
Let's do the competition results.
Let's put people out of their misery. Let's just make sure that, I think I've got everyone.
If we haven't got everyone, we apologise now.
I think I have.
Oh, you said that last month as well.
I'm confident that I have.
Okay. On your head be it.
Right, anyway. If anyone thinks I've got this wrong, not the answers obviously, but their answers, if that makes sense, then yeah, please tell me in the chat. Right, so first one, what was this, Steve?
A shell duck.
Hey, a shell duck, and it was a shell duck. Now you'll notice that the photograph, obviously the competition photo doesn't necessarily exactly match the photo because Jan's manipulated and made it look like a reflection and so on and so forth. I think he's spun the reflections and turned some of them into reflections and whatever. Right, second one.
A goosander.
And that is a goosander. So as you can see, that's the goosander's reflection.
Nice.
Third one.
This nice easy one, that is. So black and white duck, tufted duck.
D. It's a tufty. Fourth one.
And obviously a great drifted grebe with a little chick on its back.
It is.
I presume.
Yeah, chick. Yeah, okay. There we go. So again,
that's me. That's me done then.
Turn the screen upside down, you can see what the competition photo. That's obviously how he done it. He spun it and zoomed it. There we go.
Yeah.
Right. This one.
It looks like a ruff.
Okay. You sure?
Yeah.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
Hey, well done. Ruff.
Oh, okay.
Excellent.
Okay.
That's the reflection at the bottom there.
It's nice.
There we go.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Next one.
Oh, this is where it's going to get tricky. Yeah, I think this is a red shank because it's got nice, it's in breeding plumage because it's got those black and white sort of plumage on its belly there.
Yeah, and the red base to the bill.
Yeah,
Yeah,
cool.
A nice brown plumage otherwise. So there we have. It's absolutely spot on, Steve. Breeding plumage red shank. And I must say, if no one's ever seen a red shank in breeding plumage, they are really, really smart.
Yeah, really cool.
Yeah. Next one.
Next one, yeah, wasn't too bad. It's a red-throated diver.
So why is it not a black-throated diver or a Great Northern diver or a Pacific
white
diver?
speckles on the back. I mean, you can't really see that upturned bill again, but it's got that sort of pointy up bill.
Yep. And absolutely spot on, the red-throated diver. Next one. These are the hard ones now. No, they're not quite. No, this is the last of the medium ones. Sorry.
This is where I can cope. The rest of them I can't cope. This is a common sandpiper because it's got that nice like white shoulder stripe.
Yep, looks good to me.
And it's brown and white.
Common sandpiper, brown and white.
So I struggle around that, I'll be honest with you.
Now I actually for some reason got this, and I've got no idea how I got it, but I got it fairly quickly.
I thought it was a grey-leg goose.
Well, it is a goose.
It's brown, got legs. Yeah. So
yeah,
grey-leg.
I just went for me the colour of the legs and just that sort of gingery, buffy colour.
Okay, what are you thinking? Egyptian goose then? Oh yeah,
it's Egyptian. Yeah, Egyptian goose in flight. You can see the reflection underneath there.
Yeah, I knew it was going to go wrong.
This one I didn't get.
That's a nasty one, that is. Oh,
I think I actually guessed wood sandpiper. This, if I remember correctly, I think.
Yeah, it's brown. It's pretty dull. I mean, do you know what, Matt? I haven't got a clue.
Okay, this one is curlew sandpiper.
Oh, okay.
Curlew sandpiper, yeah.
It's amazing how the water.
If you go back, you can see the super, and you can just about make out the coloration, and obviously the the scalloping on the back of the bird. So when you know what it is, you can see what it is. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
This one I completely got wrong.
It looks snipey.
I thought it was a jack snipe, to be honest.
Yeah, it looks that sort of. It looks like it's got quite a big eye.
And the bill didn't look long enough for common snipe.
No, so no. Yeah,
I know we ran through these before. And Mark thought it was a woodcock, didn't he? He thought it might be a woodcock. Yeah. Again, because big eye. But what I didn't see when I looked at it is this dark belly.
What are you going?
Bear in mind it's a reflection, so the water distorts. Yeah.
No,
done it.
Yeah. Lucky.
Unbelievable. So that's the reflection there. You can see. Flip that.
Oh, okay.
Incredible. Yeah. But it's the clues in the belly. And then the final one. Now, a lot of people have guessed a particular species for this, which is not correct.
And we did as well. So I think we all thought perhaps black-winged still.
Yeah. Well, again, for some fluky thing, I managed to get this right because I just saw a long bill and red legs and brownie. So I thought long bill, red legs, and sort of brownish.
Spotted red
shank.
Okay.
There you go.
Oh, so who got them right then? Who got them right?
Well, nobody got any of the last four right that I saw on the text. So again, if someone thinks I'm wrong, please let me know. I didn't see any of the last four being got correct. So that just shows they were really tricky. And obviously, when we looked at them before, especially when I looked at them and Jan sent them in, I had I could look at it for 5 minutes before I decided what it was. So people only had a few seconds.
Yeah.
But the winner of the competition is very close. Only one point in it. But Liz Huxley.
Hey, excellent.
Well done, Liz. So Liz got 8 right. She got the first 8 right. So all of those, well done, Liz. And there will be a notebook on its way to you. I'll probably just chuck one in the car, and next time I bump into you, remind me, because I will forget. And it'll be buried under the McDonald's wrappers or something in the car. So yeah.
Oh, you don't do McDonald's anymore? So,
no, I don't. No. Yeah. Right. Okay. So thank you very much for everyone for taking part in that. Really good. And huge thanks again to Jan. I know he's watching. Really enjoyed doing that, Jan. Really good competition. Good idea. So thank you.
Paul Daughtry says, can you check mine number 11?
Oh, yes. Hang on a minute.
Oh.
Where are we? Paul. Number 11. Oh, you did say Dunlin. Yes. Sorry. So you got 6 right. Apologies. I missed that. There you go. I knew I'd make a mistake. Well done, Paul. So somebody did get one of the last 4 right. Well done, Paul. That's spot on. Excellent. Right.
Okay. Told you
Sorry
you
about
can't be trusted.
Yeah, I'm useless, really. I was too busy getting a cup of coffee, to be fair. There you go. Look.
Oh, that's the point. I never did that. I've just got some water. So, okay. Fine.
Sorry, Paul. If anyone else knows, sorry, if anyone else thinks I missed anything, please let us know. Thank you. Right. Okay. What's next, Steve?
Photographic competition.
Oh, yes. Right.
It's
Okay.
on.
Yes.
It's on.
It's on now. So the photo competition is on. It's on right now, and there is a link to it coming up right this second. 3, 2, 1. Seamless link. There we go. Right. So if anybody would like to take part in the autumn 2023 Essex Birdwatching Society photographic competition, the web page is up and running. It's on our website. If you go to the homepage, it's on the front of the homepage. It's ebws.org.uk/photocomp/aut23, AUT23. This is the page. All the rules are on here. Basically, it's got to be a wild bird. It's got to be taken in Essex between the 13th of August and the 11th of November. The competition closes on the 11th of November. The judges will be deciding their favourites to go into the public vote, which will start probably around about the middle of that week, so 13th, 14th. And we will be revealing the results live during next month's Birds of Essex on the 26th-ish, 4th?
Something like that.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, it's about 26th of November we'll be back on. But
yeah, I think it's the last Friday of the month, isn't it? I think
it is. Yep.
Yeah. Yep. So all the rules are on there. The email address to send them to is ebwsphotos@gmail.com. Maximum of 3 per person. And if you win, you will get a rather lovely framed picture of your winning photograph. He says, seamlessly trying to get this picture up. Here we go. Oop, nearly deleted it. All right. So the winner of the summer competition was Ursula Armstrong, and we sent her picture to her, and she kindly sent a picture of herself back holding her picture. So that was the green woodpecker feeding the young bird. Do you remember that?
Yeah, that's nice.
So congratulations again to Ursula. Thanks very much for entering the competition. Well done for winning. And for anyone else that wants to enter, you'll get a pretty decent sized print of your photograph, and there's a certificate on the back as well. So you can hang it on your wall or throw it in the bin or slide down a snowy hill on it or do whatever you want, really. So yeah, good fun. Right. Okay. What's next?
So just a little bit of feedback. It's a quick question for Matt, actually.
Go on.
Can you show a map where Stanway Gravel Pits is and where you can park? Because John Peacock would like to go there on Saturday.
John, if you send us an email, ebwstalks@gmail.com, I will send you back a map and parking and all that sort of stuff.
Excellent. Thank you for that.
Cool.
Just nice and easy. So yeah. So what have we been up to, Matt?
I don't know. Where have you been? What have you seen?
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah. So obviously I've been a bit out of action for a while. So but let me just find if I can share. If I know how to work the technology. Hold on, I've just almost shut the Zoom down. That wasn't a good thing to do, was it? So let me start. So yeah, back in September, I headed down to the Ebro Delta in Spain. Ooh. So it's just south of Barcelona.
That's a weird looking med gull.
It is. It's almost not quite as good as a med gull, but it's the second best, really. So this is Alduin's gull. So these are quite numerous around the Ebro Delta. It's a vast wetland south of Barcelona. Massive area, rice fields, and it's phenomenal. So many birds. The weather was pretty good as well. So yeah, Alduin's gull from there. We were lucky to find quite a lot of blue throats as well. Taking photographs were quite difficult because I could barely stand up, but yeah, we had some lovely views of these male blue throats. These are the white spotted blue throats. So we found 3 or 4 in the morning, and things like wryneck and penduline tits and really nice species. And one of the other highlights were glossy ibis. So we saw probably flocks of 2,000, another 3,000, a couple of more thousand. There were probably 20,000 glossy ibis, and they're all feeding in rice fields. And there was just ibis absolutely everywhere. So that was a real sight. And obviously, I know they're becoming more common in the UK. So lots of glossy ibis and lots of greater flamingos. So this is on a big lagoon. Lots of juvenile birds, which are in the sort of foreground, right-hand corner there. These are this year's young. So yeah, lots of greater flamingos, which are really nice. And whiskered terns. So this is a molting adult whiskered tern. Still got a bit of its black belly sort of plumage. But these are very common around the rice fields, and things like Caspian terns as well. So we had some really good views of them. And this lovely squacco heron was right by the side of the road. These were pretty, we saw a few of these, which was really, really nice. So yep, squacco heron. And then a few weeks ago, headed down to the Isles of Scilly. We go there every year doing tours there. And it's that time of year, you never know what you're going to see. This year was amazing. We had really good views of buff-breasted sandpiper. So this is a North American wader. This is on the airport, just on the tarmac or runway. Really nice. And we had amazing views of Corey shearwaters this year. I've seen a couple of Corey shearwaters in Britain, but this year
that's outstanding. Look at how close was that?
It was probably like 100 feet away, something like that. Nice and close. Lovely flyby views. The light was glorious, and there were just hundreds of these, as well as great shearwaters, sooty shearwater, manxies, great skewer. They were really good. Another Corey shearwater in flight.
Oh,
I mean, I've seen them before from the land, and they're like miles away, but they were just so close. And it's been a really good year for Corey shearwater. And in fact, they've never recorded Corey shearwater in the Isles of Scilly waters until October last year.
Really?
And then this year they're just there, but normally they've never been seen before ever. So that's pretty cool. Dotterel, a nice juvenile dotterel was on one of the.
What a smart, beautiful picture. Love that.
Yeah, and it's got the sea in the background, so lovely sort of background there as well. And these turn up like every year, and there's like quite a lot of like coastal heathland, very short heather, very exposed to the weather in the winter. But dotterel love these, and this one was just feeding. And we pretty much had this bird to ourselves. There was a group of us watching this. Brilliant. Back to glossy ibis. This was a glossy ibis feeding in a sort of plastic covered field. He was trying to find worms and stuff. So great.
They bred in the UK this year, haven't they?
They did, yeah. And I think these are a thing to come in the future. We should see a lot more of these. But then bird of the tour, well, not quite bird of the tour because I've just forgot about one. Jack snipe.
Oh, poor little Jack snipe.
Well, it was a pretty good bird of the tour. So yeah, this is one of our tour participants, David Preston, took this.
Did you do a bit of bobbing or not?
He was bobbing, yeah. Yeah, I should have done a bit of video actually. But yeah, Jack snipe was really good. But the bird of the tour was this excuse me, red-footed booby.
Lovely.
That was first found in August, that had the decency to hang around for us. So yeah, that was on Bishop Rock.
Bit of story to go with this, wasn't there?
Well, yeah, I mean, it was so this bird was found in August, and then it was there for a week or two and then disappeared. And then I think it was our second day on the Scillies, one of the boats went out to Bishop Rock just in the sheer chance it might still be there, and it was. So there were lots of boatloads going out. We headed out with the group in the afternoon, but it was rather choppy and a little bit of swell. If you don't like boats, it wasn't the best place to be. And several people were rather, I won't say ill, but feeling a little bit green.
Yep.
And and we had some amazing views of this bird. And it's I think it was second for Britain. So really, really good. And then just moving quickly on because I know we're tight for time. So last Sunday I headed out on a Thames barge. So we run Thames barge trips with Topsail Charters, and there was a 12-hour trip from Malden. So we had to be in Malden at 5:15 Sunday morning.
That's what 5:15 looks like. Okay, thank you.
This was actually about 7:15.
Okay, all right.
So fantastic sunrise from the barge, beautiful conditions. So yeah, nice sunrise. We had some really nice views of common seals out on the estuary, and red-throated diver. This is what red-throated diver looks like, Matt.
Thanks, mate.
So, it's not very close view, but yeah, still nice to see. And then surprisingly,
I still think my picture's better.
no, yours is good. Yours is more atmospheric than mine. And then I found this osprey, which
Wow.
it's a late record for osprey. And in fact,
Big old fish.
Yeah, this was just off Osey Island, and it's been seen again today. So, getting late for ospreys now. They should be on their way south. So yeah, so osprey. And then yesterday I was leading a guided walk at the Naze and Holland Haven, and we dropped into Holland Haven in the afternoon for a walk, and there were up to 16 cattle egrets.
Excellent.
Just north of the Hyde, and this is a group of. I mean, I couldn't get them all in the shop, but and again, we're talking about glossy ibis and all these species that we saw John's pictures of great white egrets earlier. These birds are becoming far more common now, cattle egrets.
No, definitely.
So, yeah. So and that's me.
Right, leave it on the screen because Steve never does this, but for those of you who don't know, and you hopefully all do by now, Steve has got his own company, Swallow Birding and Wildlife, and he does lots of different things. Look at his website. He does tours abroad, tours in this country, 3 days, 5 days, week, longer. And he also does local days as well, which is more of a sort of Suffolk and Essex based scenario where you just sort of turn up on the day. You have to pre-book. You have to pre-book on his website. Then you'll turn up and meet at a certain point and go bird watching for the day. And it's really good fun, and you will learn something. So if you haven't been, have a look at his website if you're interested. Always worth a look, definitely.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Matt. So yeah,
the bill's in the post.
Sorry. Yeah,
the
usual fees apply. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, McDonald's. Actually, no, not anymore.
No, we don't do McDonald's anymore.
Some carrots or fruit we do. Yeah,
carrot sticks and some grapes. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Oh dear, right, okay.
So what have you been up to while I've been?
Oh yeah, I haven't got a clue. Hang on a minute. Let's have a look.
I'm sure you've been out a lot more than I have. So
no, I really haven't. Well, I might have done locally, but I haven't been as far away as you. So, can you see that picture?
Yeah. Oh, nice. Good. Yeah.
Right, okay.
Cool.
So I've got some ugly pictures to start with. This was on the 20. No, it wasn't. It was on the 3rd of September, beginning of September. This one, and there was a lovely hobby, and it was sort of flapping around the reservoir. So managed to watch that just before work one morning, and it was sitting on the telegraph wires and chasing things around and going back to the telegraph wires, and had a bit of a barney with a kestrel as well. So that was good fun. But
oh, what a beauty!
My bird of the month, certainly last month anyway, was this stunning osprey that I found at Ardley on the morning of the 16th, I think it was. So this was taken on the 17th when the light was a bit nicer. Beautiful bird, absolutely gorgeous, young bird. And when it flew, I managed to, I don't know if you can read that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it's LY3, managed to get the ring, and I reported it. And I was going to put it in. I haven't done it. But basically, it was ringed up in Scotland at Loch. Oh goodness, the name escapes me now. I should have got the information.
Loch Arisaig?
No, it wasn't. I want to say Loch Lothian or something. I think it was Loch Lothian. I need to look it up. I'm so sorry. I thought I'd put it in as a slide. But it's travelled obviously all the way from Scotland down to Ardley Reservoir to plop in a tree, and it stayed there for a week. Really, really good. So. That was excellent. Then on the 21st of September, I went up to Clyde Marshes. We went up to Norfolk. Tina and I went to Holt and popped into Clyde afterwards and got some rather spectacular views of Little Stint.
Nice.
Didn't get the dowitcher, unfortunately. That had disappeared. On the 29th of September, I went down to Wallasey Island and managed to get some nice views of the pallid harrier that had been down there for a few days. I think it had been there, hadn't it? And I was giving up hope, and then it kind of flew right past me. So got a couple of flight shots as it went past.
That's a beauty. I would have loved to have seen that.
It's a really smart bird. It was a young bird. The colours on it, because it was a sunny day as well, it's just spectacular. Absolutely beautiful bird. Really lovely.
That's a beauty.
And then on the 12th of this month, went up to Norfolk with John Ward, and we went to Titchwell, and then we went across to Holcombe. We tried we went to North Pools for the pectoral sandpiper and missed that. And then we tried Cly again at the end of the day and missed the dowitcher there as well again, but had a fantastic day out. And at Holcombe, we saw this cormorant, which was quite nice. Yeah. And then the cormorant was kind of sat next to this bigger cormorant on the right-hand side.
Wow, that's beauty.
And then, yeah, the bigger cormorant was a white-tailed eagle. And it's one of the Isle of Wight birds. It's a young bird. I've never seen one before. So I was so pleased to see that. And I don't think John had ever seen one before either. So, yeah, we both were really happy to see the bird. It didn't fly, it just sort of sat there lazily, but it's just absolutely massive. Look at the size of it.
I mean, you know, cormorants are a big bird, aren't they? But compared with that, I mean, it's just like, whoa, another level.
So bulky, and you can see how, you know, I mean, obviously you've seen plenty of them, but you can see how big the wings are. So I'd like to see one in flight, obviously, just to get that barn door effect. But what a bird, what a beak, beautiful. And then at Ardley on the 14th of this month, I was doing my webs count. I'm going to own up to being a bit rubbish because I was counting mute swans and coot and moorhen and great crested grebes and tufties and all the usual things. And I heard this kind of strange swan type call, and I thought, that sounds a bit weird. Is it a swan? Is it a goose? It sounds like a mute swan doing a weird call, because I've heard mute swans doing strange calls. There's one doing the strange call this morning. I didn't give it much more thought. Then I walked around the corner and there's a hooper swan right in front of me. And I'd left the camera in at home. So this is like a handheld phone scope jobby, but really good record. I've never had one there before. So really, really pleased with that.
Nice.
Then, of course, at Abberton Reservoir on the 15th, we had the lesser yellowlegs. It had actually been around a week or so beforehand. It was refound. We're going to cover that in a minute. But we stopped off on the way back from Bradwell.
We called in on the way Bradwell, hadn't it? And it disappeared, and then
it flew in.
Yeah,
yes,
it was really good.
And we've got some very nice view. Look at the colour of those legs. Absolutely beautiful. Kind of looks a bit like a green shank, but not, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's a beauty, that is.
Yeah, beautiful bird, really nice bird. And then finally, a couple of days ago, 22nd, Abberton Reservoir. This isn't the one that pooped on me. This is another one on the same day at Abberton. Barn owl fly past. Very, very pleased with that. And got views of the juvenile Arctic tern that had been seen. I think there's a couple of them there, actually, at the moment. So, yeah, juvenile Arctic tern off Play Britain.
There was one in John's video, wasn't there, as well?
Yes, there was, yeah. So this one did a nice little fly past looking at the camera. So, yeah, very good. And finally, the Stanway landfill. So I mentioned it earlier on. So Stanway landfill, I'm going to send John John Peacock a map if he does send an email in. Cracking views of red kite on the 22nd. And that's the shorty, Steve. That's your shorty on patch. There you go.
You swine.
Proof of. I think it was roosting or sat in one of the fields, because when the red kite went over, that's when I first noticed it. So I think it came up because they sort of had a few little goes at each other, and I managed to get a picture of them fairly close to each other. So it's
a beauty, mate. Wow, that's a really good bird.
If I didn't know that I'd taken that, I'd think that someone had superimposed those two together. Do you know what I mean? It's hilarious. Right, anyway.
There's not
that's me done.
But there's not many times where you see red kite and shorted owl in the same view.
No, I mean, they're almost touching each other. So yeah. Right, that's me done.
Richard Chew said, is it Lock Arcade?
No, look, yes, thank you, Richard. It was Lock Arcade. Yes, thank you. Yes.
Yeah, Richard said Osprey, not a bad patch stick, Matt. Lovely photo.
Yeah, no, thank you. Yeah, pleased for that.
And then Stanley Davis, who's just tuned in. So good evening, Stanley. He said he managed to see the pallid harrier twice. It was a hard bird to see and would vanish for hours on end, only to appear for a few seconds each time. So,
yeah, I mean, I think it was kind of frequenting the same sort of area all the time, but then it would disappear. It would go. You know, it'd be gone for hours on end, and then just turn up again. So, right, hang on a minute, very, very quickly. Here we go. I managed to find it. And take a second. So this is a picture when I recorded the ring of the Osprey. I was sent back a picture of it's one of these three, believe it or not. Don't know which one, but it's one of these three. That was a picture when all three in the brood were ringed, and that's the journey it made. So yes, it was Lock Arcade. It was ringed on the 8th of July, and the journey was 426 miles as the Osprey flies. And obviously still going. So hopefully that's well on its way to Africa wintering grounds and still safe, fingers crossed. Right, good. Okay. Viewer content. We're going to share some pictures and stuff that have been sent in by people. So we'll just go through these. We're going to go through them as swiftly as we can without doing it too quickly, because there are quite a few and time is ticking.
Yeah.
Hope everyone's still okay watching. Yeah, thanks for staying with us. Right, here we go. So try and show these all. These are some pictures, first of all, sent in by Frankie Robertson. So thank you for sending these in, Frankie. We've got a nice common snipe. Got a very smart buzzard. That looks as a cattle egret. So short,
yep.
Short stubby bill. Some dark-bellied Brent geese. They're just arriving in. Nice shot of 3 sandling. Love sandling. They're really fun to watch.
Superb.
And we've got a red shank and looks like a bar tail goblet on the right, I think.
Yep.
Short little bit of the legs and supercilium. Lovely. Nice kestrel. That's got to be a great white egret with big long legs like that.
Yeah, big long legs, big long yellow bill. Yep.
Yeah, good. And that's a ruff. Nice, smart ruff. And that looks like
Pink-footed
pink
goose.
Pinkfoot.
Yeah, and several people in the chat earlier mentioned that this is at Rainham Marshes.
Oh, well, the Pinkfoot.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think where we went back a long way back now, but yeah, it was there. I think Sean Mulqueen saw it today. Yeah, saw it today.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then Frankie said, yeah, he photographed a pink-footed goose at Rainham Marshes recently.
Brilliant.
So yeah,
Well done. Thanks, Frankie. Then Ian Dale sent some pictures in this evening, so hopefully I've resized these all okay. Hopefully, cracking
Nice.
red kite, beautiful. And again, absolutely stunning shots they are. Ah, that's nice. I haven't seen these yet. Lovely gold crest. Really nice. Oh, there's nothing too tricky in there because we haven't looked at them yet, have we?
No.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh,
Common buzzard. Just taking off there. What a capture. That's beautiful. Look at it. Look at its expression.
Oh, I like that. That's
That's really nice. Yeah, like that. Lovely stone chat.
If these were taken in Essex, that buzzard shot, good competition entry.
Another nice stone chat shot, presuming the same birds. Oh, a peregrine.
Yep.
Peregrine falcon on a pylon, where you often see them. Always scan your pylons. If you're going anywhere bird watching, when you get out of the car, the first thing you want to look at is look at the tall pylons, look for upright blobs like that, and it's likely to be a peregrine if you get a scope on it, or a buzzard, or a crow, or a raven.
Yep, ravens like pylons. Yep. Oh,
Another
nice.
peregrine shot. Beautiful. I think he's noticed Ian there. Oh, a hummingbird hawk moth. Hey, haven't seen one of them for a while.
Hold on.
Beautiful.
That's good. My phone's going crazy.
Then we got from Jan. Now, Jan sent this in. So, sorry, there was a message from Ian very quickly. Village has been graced by a family party of peregrine over the past few months, male, female, and juvenile, picking off the local wood pigeon and red-legged partridge population. On one memorable afternoon in August, 7 birds of prey were seen in the space of 90 minutes. Peregrine, kestrel, sparrowhawk, hobby, buzzard, red kite, and best of all, a male marsh harrier passing through. The stone chat was on the 14th of October, and the female goldcrest was on the 8th of October, and a hummingbird hawk moth still braving the cold in the garden on the 22nd of October.
Wow. Okay.
Hummingbird hawk moth on the 22nd of October. Fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, we saw quite a few on the Isles of Scilly. We've had lots of southerly winds the last few weeks, and stuff
it's been
coming
warm.
up from North Africa. So
It's definitely been warm. Right, so Jan has sent in, where are we? So this herring gull, it's reported the ring. Hang on a minute. So that's the herring gull, that's the ring, and that's the details from the ring. So it was ringed 16th of February 2019, Ockenden, and then it's being seen 10th of Jan 2020 in Lincolnshire, 2021 in Leicestershire, 2021 in Lincolnshire again. So yeah, he said it could be one of the cohort of birds that breeds up on the North Anglia area. This is quite a new thing and did not happen 20 years ago. The northeast birds were pretty sedentary, possibly a reaction to food availability or lack of, and then they're now stopping in Europe, or lack of not stopping in Europe. So I don't think this is printed properly. I can't see the whole message. Apologies. But yeah, really good record. Interesting to see the movement of these birds. Always worth reporting a ring if you see a ring bird, and there's a bit of information on our YouTube site as to how you can do that if you don't know. Martin Potter. So Martin sent some an email in with some pictures. He's had very limited time the last 2 months, but managed a trip to Holland Haven 5 weeks ago and got pictures of wingchat and wheatear. Also, squirrels have been burying acorns in his lawn this week, and a jay comes along behind them, getting them out, which is quite good fun. So that's nice wheatear. Lovely wingchat with the big eye stripe. Beautiful. And that's the jay, the little cheeky jay picking up the acorns the squirrels are buried. Mike O'Hanlon. Mike sent some pictures in. So we've got redback stripe from Fingering Hoe. Osprey at Fisher's Green. This one's ringed as well.
Okay.
I don't know if Mike managed to read it and report that one, but that would be interesting if he did. Nice shot. That's Wind Chat again.
Windshield,
That's
yeah.
Holland Haven. Very nice. And Redshank.
Oh, that's yellow legs.
Oh,
mate.
that's yellow legs. Oh my goodness. What a wally.
It's all right, don't worry.
Looks a
Been a
bit
long
red on the
show.
screen. I was just looking at the legs. Sorry. That's the lesser legs at Everton, of course it is.
Everton.
And then we've got another wheat here at the nays. And a nice little cheeky firecrest.
Firecrest, yeah.
Very nice. And that was at the nays as well. Okay. And then we've got a cattle egret at the nays too. Holland Haven. I presume one of the ones that you saw yesterday, I would imagine.
Yeah, a bit better views than mine.
Pete Dwyer, the Society Membership Secretary, is in Portugal at the moment. He sent some pictures in of flamingos and white storks.
Nice.
You might have to help me out here, Steve. Where is this likely to be? Do you know? Any ideas?
Yeah, it's in the sort of the Algarve. He's in
Okay.
sort of southern Portugal.
Cool. Oh, no, that one is crested tit.
Crested tit, yeah. So quite a common species. Are in the pine woods around Portugal.
Very nice.
Nice one.
And that's was it oscillated?
Oscillated, yeah, it's a male oscillated lizard. Absolutely
very nice.
one of Europe's amazing lizards with these big blue spots on its flanks.
What's that? Is that Squawko?
Squawko heron.
Yep,
Yep,
Squawko heron. Cool. Oh, and this one was taken in Essex, believe it or not. There's Essex Suffolk border, I think.
Suffolk border. Yeah.
It's a private location, but there's evidently been a kookaburra flying around there for yonks. So it's quite good fun. And then Richard Chu is sending some pictures from Langdon of a grey squirrel with a nut and a common buzzard. Beautiful common buzzard capture. Common buzzard and sparrowhawk, I think, having a go. Is that raven? That's raven and sparrowhawk, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, raven and a sparrowhawk. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yep. And deer. Is that fallow deer?
Yeah, fallow deer. Yeah, nice, cool, lovely male. Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. And that's a red deer, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Richmond Park, red deer, beautiful.
Yeah. Nice, I love that.
Another red deer from Richmond Park. Oh, I've got to get down there and have a look at the red deer. Look at that one.
Oh, that's cracking.
Oh,
It's of course, now's the time to go. So
rutting season, isn't it? Yeah. And then at Ryemeads, got a little egret and a little grebe and a water vole. It's very, very nice. And yeah, he said that top local patch record in Langdon recently was a flushed and flyaway jack snipe on the 3rd of October. And the common buzzards, distant view of a sparrowhawk being mobbed by a carrion crow. Oh, was that a carrion crow?
Okay.
Should we go back?
Quickly? Maybe it's just the angle of it.
It could be just a little beak. Yeah, probably crow. Yeah, very crow. Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. Look, long tail, but yeah.
Yeah, did look. Yeah. What else? And yeah, he's saying been to RSPB Ryemeads in Hertfordshire and Richmond Park in London. So yeah, some lovely pictures there, Richard. Thank you very much indeed. And finally, I love this. Wow. I love this. This was sent in by Steve Cox, and it's a melanistic grey heron.
That is a beauty.
And I've never seen one of these before.
No, me neither. And
that was in Slack Lake, Dagenham Chase.
Wow.
And finally, Malcolm Bryder sent in an email saying on the 20th of October, a neighbour and he observed a carrion crow mobbing a sparrowhawk by Chelmsford County High School. Maybe it was the same two and they were still flying through mobbing each other. I don't know. Maybe.
Absolutely. Oh,
so thanks for that, Malcolm.
Good, yeah.
Good. But that is what a bird that is. Look at that. Gorgeous. Right.
Also, I'm surprised that's not been reported. I mean, I presume it stays local to that area, but I'm surprised it's not been seen elsewhere, because herons do tend to wander around a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. Right. Okay.
Right. Well, we've been 2.25 hours, Matt.
Oh my God. Okay. Right. So I'll tell you what, we've got a couple of websites to share. We will do that next month.
Yep.
Yeah, cool. Looking at probably next month. So let's say November for that.
Everything can wait.
Right. Let's quickly run through the sightings and then we're done. Go.
So we're going to just quickly do. I've got a few September sightings, but these are just the rarity stuff. So the pallid harrier at Wallasey Island was from 17th of September. until the 7th of October. So that hung around a good 3 weeks. A pallid harrier, a different pallid harrier, I think, was seen at Tilbury in late September. A couple of other rarities. Gold-billed tern flew past Grays on the 2nd of September.
Good
There was
record.
a probable Terek sandpiper at Canvey on the 8th of September. Corey shearwater flew past Tilbury. I think that was Paul Wood on the 17th of September. And then there was a possible Blythe's reed warbler, which I think was David Darrell Lambert at West Thurrock Marshes on the 21st of September. So we were talking about rarity of the month in September, which we thought was pallid harrier, but probably gold-billed tern or Corey shearwater is probably, or Terek sand, probably the rarity of the month. And then quickly, just October. It's been a very quiet October so far. Yeah, things are very quiet considering what they're normally like. But bittern wintering back in the Lee Valley. Raynham's had pink-footed goose, as we mentioned a little while ago. Wallasey, always a great place in the autumn and winter. So the pallid was there until the 7th. Graham Mee messaged in earlier to say there's up to 6 short-eared owls there at the moment. Certainly one of the best places to see short-eareds in the county. There's hen harrier, cattle egret. There's been some spoonbills around. And then basically, yeah, Wat Tyler and Bowers Marsh have both had nice, good numbers of cattle egret and great white egret. But yeah, we were talking earlier about, I think it's been a very poor winter so far for things like thrushes and, you know, I mean, I don't know, we haven't got a huge amount of time tonight. Perhaps we'll carry it on over to next month. But
yeah.
You know, what are other people thinking?
Right. Okay. So north of the county, yeah. I mean, let us know in the chat if you've seen many winter thrushes yet, or if what you think about, as Steve said, about October so far. Has it been quiet for you where you are? We've got a few minutes left. So North Essex, Northeast Essex sightings. There's been plenty of, well, there's been things such like redbreast, merganser, goosander, scorp, purple sandpiper, little stints, woodcock, curlew sands, Caspian gulls, skewers, auks, little gulls, Arctic terns, short-eared owls, hen harriers, osprey, merlin, black redstart, pied flycatcher, redstart, wheatear, siskins, redpoles, windchats, and a trickle of winter thrushes and thousands of Brent geese. Picture here of a lovely merlin, female type merlin, Zane Sargent saw on Old Hall Marsh. Got a picture of a gorgeous windchat. Brian Combs had this at the Naze. Back in September, Abberton had gargany, also had red-crested pochard, black tern, pectoral sandpiper, the lesser yellowlegs, the hooper swans. There was a couple of hooper swans. This has been October, sorry now. So into October was the peck, the lesser yellowlegs, the hooper swans. Hooper swan at Ardley Reservoir, as we covered earlier on. East Mersey had a white-tailed eagle on the 15th of October. We had the redback shrike at Fingering-Hoe at the beginning of September. The long-tailed skewer has been seen throughout September at Frinton. There was one on the 2nd, the 14th, and the 19th of September. There were 4 black tern past Frinton on the 15th of September. A bittern called over Paul's house at 4:40 in the morning on the 23rd of September. I don't know what he was doing up at 4:40 in the morning listening for bitterns, but he had one. And then on the 17th of September, 4 sooty shearwaters flew past Frinton as well. Really good record. There were singles of honey buzzards at Frinton, Wivenhoe, Laird de la Haye. Got a couple of pictures here. We've got a picture of the lesser yellowlegs I mentioned earlier. This was when Zane Sargent refound it off billets. It's one of the pictures he posted on the website. So well done for Zane for refinding that bird, because I think it had been seen and reported on Facebook. None of the local birds had seen it. Zane Sargent managed to refind it off billets, and that's one of the pictures he took today. Really, really well done, Zane. Got a picture as well of the redback shrike. This was posted up onto the website by Paul Everett, so thanks for that one, Paul. That was at Fingering-Hoe on the 9th. And then coming back to the honey buzzards, I love this. Richard Allen. I wish I could do this.
Yeah.
So Richard Allen had one over Fingering-Hoe on I think that might have been the 25th of September.
22nd.
Oh, sorry, 22nd. It's on his picture. I'm so sorry. And what a beautiful sketch. Beautiful
Fantastic.
picture. Gorgeous. 24th September, Manx shearwater at Frinton. Also into Frinton into October. Paul has had 70,651 birds in October so far, of 130 species, and they are as follows. No, not really. I'm just going to go through some key highlights.
The pillow there.
Lots of red-throated divers, 2 black throats, 3 great northerns. He's had sooty shearwater, manx, and Balearic shearwater. good record. Leach's petrel, over 500 gannets, couple of shags, little egrets, great white egrets, grey herons, over 26,000 brent geese, 20 pinkfoots, nearly 4,000 widgeon, 250 odd pintail, 202 scoter, 1 velvet scoter. He's had merlins, hen harrier, over 1,000 dunlin. He's had all 4 skewers, 3 poms, 24 arctic, 1 long-tailed and 5 great skewer, over 500 Mediterranean gulls, Steve.
Yay!
43 little gulls,
combination.
300 odd kitty wake, 7 arctic terns, 1 little tern, 5 razorbill, a woodlark, 979 skylark, 782 swallow, 2,500 meadow pipits, 7 short-eared owl, and lots of finches, and a single crossbill and a lapland bunting. But he's only had 4 goldcrest, 3 song thrush, 6 fieldfare, and 29 redwing.
There you go.
That's what we're saying.
Yeah.
Really weird.
Yeah.
And then very quickly to finish, Holland Haven had wood sandpiper in September. Pectoral sandpiper, I picked one up on the 2nd of September briefly. There was the leeches, we've done that already, sorry. Velvet Scoter off of Holland Haven on the 23rd. Misty Key had 9 great white egret on the 9th of October. That was Ed Keeble had those. And then the Nays has had in October and September, Wood Warbler in September, Barred Warbler in October, Yellow Browed Warbler. Quite recently, you had one yesterday, I think, didn't you? Daryl Starbound. And I think Brian found one earlier in the month. The White Stork has been back at Stanway Pits on and off. And finally, Ring Ousel at West Mersey on the 16th and 23rd of October. And we've got a to finish with of a Yellow Browed Warbler that was sent in by Mike O'Hanlon.
Nice. Yeah, that's really nice.
Lovely. Sorry it's a bit of a rush through, but we are massively overrunning. And I think that's about it. If you want to be kept up to date with sightings, you just kind of need to look at the Essex Birdwatching Society webpage, website. There's records on there, and you can also join the Essex Birders at groups.io. So go onto the IO groups, Essex Birders at groups.io, and you can request to join the group down the bottom here. And this means you get emails whenever anyone posts any sightings on our website. You'll get an email telling you what they've seen. There we go.
So yeah, interesting. Paul's not reported all those winter birds either. So
no.
And Stanley David said he was hoping for Yellow Browed Warbler this October, but there hasn't been too many reports. He's had 200 fieldfare fly over early in the month. That's good. So yeah.
Well, I had 50 off today at Stanway, actually, the Stanway Pits again. I had a quick walk around there again, same area, about 50 fieldfare there today. So, yeah.
Okay, that's good. Richard Chew, great show as always, Matt and Steve. Well done. Now he's off to watch 8 out of 10 bats. And Sass Parker's just messaged me on my phone to say, great show, both of us, and he really enjoyed it. So thanks, mate, for watching.
It's kind of a double bubble, really, isn't it? Because we didn't do one last month, so that's why this one's overrun. But next month, we'll hope to be back on track and try and stay at
we say that every time, don't we?
I know we do.
Just, it's just off the cuff. So, no, yeah. So, and again, reminders for later in the month. Friday, the 3rd of November, the talk on the Falkland Islands on Zoom, Mark Sisson. And then Sunday, the 26th of November, visit to Haybridge Pits and the Ironworks Reserve.
Yep.
So
just turn up for that one. You don't have to book for that one. The Zoom one, join the mailing list. We'll email out details. There'll be details on the website as well. If you don't want to join the mailing list of how you can watch that, that will be on our YouTube channel live on the night on the 3rd. And don't forget, if you want to do the ringing pop-up on the 5th of November at Wat Tyler, just drop us an email, ebwstalks or info.ebws, both at gmail.com. Details will be on the website early next week, and it's going to be a lottery, 12 people only. Please come if you can.
John Peacock, great show, Matt and Steve. Tim Davis, thanks for the show. Here we go. All everything's coming in now. Sean Mulqueen, thanks, guys.
They've all woken up. Look, it's finishing.
At least they're woken up rather than stayed asleep. I mean, that's better than nothing. Steve Adam, thanks, guys. Chris Packham, eat your heart out, he said. So.
Oh, fantastic. Thanks, guys. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Seriously, really appreciate it.
Thanks for everyone watching. I'm going to go and have a lay down now.
Yeah, are you all right? How's your back?
Actually, do you know what, mate? Hot water bottle.
Very nice.
Superb, it is.
Tina has a hot water bottle every night, but to be fair, she does that in July. So,
okay.
I know.
Okay. No, it's good. No, been a great show, mate. Really enjoyed it.
Really good.
It's good to be back again. Good to be back.
Yep. Thanks for everyone for watching all the way through, and we'll see you next month, if not before.
Yeah, and thanks to everyone. If we haven't read your comments out tonight, so Frankie's just said that's awesome. He'll send in some more sightings. Yeah, send it in. We love it. So
Yeah, brilliant. Come to Haybridge, watch the thing next week, the talk. It's going to be brilliant. And put your name down for the ringing session. And we hope to see you there.
Yep. Thumbs up if you like it.
Yes.
Subscribe if you're not subscribed. That's it from us.
Right. Off to bed now. Bye-bye. See you later.
Good night, everybody.
See
See
you
you next
soon.
month.
Thanks for
Take it
watching.
easy. See you later.